Jesus, we resist the resistor. Thank you, Lord. As you live here, I declare you will not be wasted. Let the waster be wasted. Let every opposition be opposed. Let every resistance break. Live here with the upper hand. Have dominion. And now we send the blood of Jesus to your father's house, to your mother's house, to your background. Anything that lifts up his head against you, in the name of Jesus, we ground it in the blood of Jesus. We ground it in the name of Jesus. Above all, any condition, pattern and cycles that are contrary to the will of God, to the word of God, to the plan of God for your life, today on the grounds of the blood of Jesus, we intercept it. Put your hands and say interception, interception, intercept, interception, interception, interception. We intercept, intercept, intercept contradiction. We intercept contradiction. We command you in the name of Jesus as more than a conqueror. Tell somebody, I declare that you are more than a conqueror. Tell two people, I declare that you are more than a conqueror.
Tanumo, onunchoni ha o dama, chiechele wekun. Wani anuchumo, osole mojiake, ubawo nani, aya, baba shushu. Amen.
What I believe. See his sunshine is all around us, and there are beautiful clouds where you are. That's how I know that these worries will not last. I can see you've been crying and staying wide awake, asking yourself why the journey is so tough. They say tough times never last, only tough people do. So don't stop believing, I know it's gonna be better. Say la, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, la, 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 ba-dum. Can't be loved by everybody, it's impossible, you know. And trust me, it's okay, so let the toxic people go. Your peace within is more priceless than a pearl. You got to be happy, cause life's just way too short. Don't stress the little things, they will only waste your time. Just take it easy, easy like a nursery rhyme. And I'm singing, I know it's gonna be okay. So I wanna see you smile today. Hey, you just gotta be happy, man. Good days, bad days, it's all part of life. But you must keep the groove on and enjoy every single day. I'm sure you've had some happy days before. So what makes you think you can't have more? Keep on fighting and you'll see. You will soon see rainbows. Hey, come on! La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum,
The next infraction is on paragraph 328, and Honorable Dr. Jassa will have that one.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Ebi Bright, happy belated birthday. And we watch from afar the inspiration you give to the young in Ghana. So keep it up, and also keep governing Tema effectively as you are doing. I can see a lot is going on. Keep it up.
So for you to get here to the airport, how did you get here, and who maybe brought you to the airport?
Yeah, I just came alone because I heard about the situation going on, and they say the flight will take off 5 o'clock a.m. so you must come. That is why I prefer I must come tomorrow so that I will get the flights fast. In terms of maybe there is a lot of people. Yeah, so I came here, I think yesterday, 7 to 8. Yeah, I think I took more than 8 hours or 9 hours. Yeah.
What job are you doing in South Africa?
I'm cutting hair. Yeah, I'm working at the salon. Yeah.
And you said you were using your passport as a permit?
Yeah, I was using my passport before, but now like the date is off. Yeah, I would say so. The date is off, so I just using the Asalam. Yeah, I was using the Asalam, and when it's 3 months, every 3 months I renew it. Yeah.
All right.
Something come. We are here, something more, something come. We are here, something more, something come. We are here. Something more, something come. We are here, something more, something come. We are here, something more, something come. We are here. Go. Hey, we are here. Come. Hey, we are here. Something more, something come. We are here. Honorable. Yeah, Chibafwa, ya pay about Menjesa. Yes, ya Baba, Menjesa. Yes, ya Baba, Menjesa. Yes, ya Baba, Menjesa. Yes, Baba. As a fresh Baba, ya pay about when you see. Yes, Baba, ya Baba, Menjesa. Yes, Baba, ya Baba, Menjesa. Yes, Baba. Hey, Baba, ya Baba, Menjesa. Yes, Baba. We are here, something more, something come. We are here, something more, something come. We are here, something more, something come. We are here. Something more, something come. We are here, something more, something come. We are here, something more, something come. We are here. Go. Hey, we are here. Come. Hey, we are here. Something more, something come. We are here.
Mr. President and the Mama Latina, I think that Kojo is doing this for you. Oh, yeah, to me, he wasn't told to sing. I'm out of the microphone. Thank you, Kojo.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, so assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Today is the 22nd of May, 2026, and indeed this is the day the Lord has made. We're glad we're back here to join the nation's conversation and on the big issues that matter to you and I, on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. It's the newspaper review on the Good Morning Ghana show. My name, once again, is Aldo Mora. I also want to say a big thanks to you, our loyal, distinguished and cherished audience, for tuning in every day from 7 a.m. to 9:55. But as I keep saying, please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that this is where the real conversation happens. I'll go straight ahead now, look at what the papers and the news portals are reporting. Daily Graphic says Forestry Commission sets up camps to protect forest reserves, and also don't ban second-hand clothing, address the waste, landfills to landmarks co-founder. Break elite state capture to bolster development. Professor Mauko Yavuga. GN Savings Loans license restored. Court of Appeal ruling. The Ghanaian Times. Outdated laws hindering stray animal control, vet service. There's only 1 in 4 severely malnourished children receive life-saving treatment. SA, that's for South Africa. Xenophobic attacks, 800 Ghanaians seek repatriation. Restore license of GN Savings and Loans, court orders BOG. Daily Guide says minority demands probe into Dumso. Restore GN Savings and Loans license, assets BOG ordered. Abronya freed on 100,000 cedis bail. Police chase Arabic teacher for defiling 2 boys. TikToker arrested over Mahama death threats. The Weekend Crusading Guide says 1 year after government, Rectron 60% stake MOU, Sam George holds $150 million at Ghana deal to ransom. Fresh trouble rocks the mine deal. Charge petition. Petitioner ropes in President Mahama over possible conflict of interest. And there's Mohammed emerges. So Mahmoud emerges as Somalia's new face of governance transformation. Juan Kwe, RNAQ, that's RENAC, co-own Quick Credit, other companies' evidence reveals. GNPC, Ghana Gas, Tef Grudge, push for national gas law. Paul Chumberima. Gamanche hails Sami Jemfi, says the operations have saved Ghana millions of dollars. Indom pledges to rebuild the GN Savings and Loans bigger after Court of Appeal ordered BOG to restore firm's operating license. Fresh trouble rocks the mine deal. I've looked at that already. The Insight says Ghana is Ebola-free. Health Minister Shaws calls on Ghanaians to stay alert and practice good hygiene. Parliament cracks down on SOE accountability. Cuba condemns U.S. indictment of Raul Castro as pretext for aggression, and as Moroccan police interrogates left leaders for opposing normalization with Israel. GN Savings and Loans will bounce back bigger and better. Indom assures after court victory. Parliament cracks down on SOE accountability, and there's Somalia's future leadership debate brings Mahmoud into spotlight. So it's Mahmoud into spotlight. The Herald. Endless death threats against Mohammed wife raise security concerns. Lands Minister to unmask national security figures in Galamsey. Bedukovi's estranged wife battles him over church, homes and oil assets. Crying Wontumi gets water. Break during Deputy AG's crueling cross-examination. Freddie Blay rejects Paul Afoko's NPP chairmanship bid. Declares this is Wontumi's moment. The New Republic says Asidun Ketie's thank you tour exposed a clever trap behind the mosquito sweet talk. Ebola outbreak declared as Ghana raises alert level. Upon Pepper lands in Canada for new role, but questions linger in Accra barracks. Duka fishing Wontumi's rescue plan as twin scandals close in on MPP kingpin. Free the prisoners sue amnesty panel for 20 more years, and police nab 7 in child trafficking ring, 1 rescued midwife linked. The custodian says stop NDC from grabbing MPP projects. Bamia urges minority. MPP to petition CJ over a judge's misconduct in a Abronya case. Apanyo Markin fires NDC government over suffering framers Dumso political persecution and failed governance. There's Ga Manche praises Gold Board for protecting Ghana's gold sector. The Daily Post. We are in a very good political environment in Doom after court overturns revocation of GN Savings and Loans license. And there's no Ebola case recorded in Ghana or West Africa, Health Minister assures. High Court gives Wontumi's lawyers 7-day ultimatum to file witness statement or judgment will be delivered. Court of Appeal restores license of GN Savings and Loans. That's the front page of today's Daily Post. The Catholic Standard this morning is reporting that titles must inspire service. Nuncio tells that honorees, Archbishop Bonaventure, I like to call him Bonaventure, but say Bonaventure, Kofi leads Accra Archdiocesan pilgrimage to Greece. There's Ghana exits IMF program amid cautious optimism, risk remain. Ghana envoy honored at Vatican. There's Catholic Church embraces AI. And then there is an editorial that says honest must deepen service. The Ghanaian publisher says scandals, darkness and distress. Minority leader rips into government. I permitted reclamation, not mining. Wontumi tells court. Bawumia rallies minority to push back on legacy claims. Woman arrested for threatening President Mahama. And as Ga, Manche Hills Gold Board demands Galamsey action. The Daily Statesman says it's a story of failure, scandal, and hardship. Minority leader dissects NDC's reset government. Bawumia charges NPP MPs to defect to defend party legacy. Journalists urge to be trauma-sensitive in their work, and as Abronya granted 100,000 cedis bail with 2 sureties. The Informer says death trap. Kanishi commuters, school children risk lives daily as footbridge remains shut. Bawumia rejects factional politics, calls for unity in MPP. Zoom Lion begins Nairobi waste transformation. Peace Council warns against rising political tensions. And there's Galamsey hideout busted. Ahafo Security Council seizes excavators in major crackdown. ASEP warns Parliament and government. No bed is no excuse. Professor Akosa demands mandatory emergency care in hospitals. The Daily Searchlight is reporting GT Bank dragged to court over alleged $400 million foreign exchange fraud case involving bank staff and a businessman. And then the Court of Appeal restores GN Bank license as Papa Kwesi Ndum Hill's verdict as turning point for business confidence. And there's MPP to drag judge to Chief Justice demands investigations and possible removal of Abronya and Baba Amando rulings. Accra High Court postpones OSP stay of execution application on June 8 to June 8, 2026. And then you have the Business and Financial Times. It says BOG signals next phase of ECD expansion into cross-border settlement. Producer inflation rises to 2.7% in April 2026. Cocoa Board seeks fairer cocoa financing as Ghana wins bid to host 2027 Global Summit. Court vindicates Ndum as appeal ruling exposes fault lines in banking cleaning up. And as a producer inflation rises to 2.7% in April 2026. The Inquisitor says at long last, restitution for Papa Kwesi Ndum as GN Savings and Loans license is restored. NAPO takes center stage at Education World Forum. Lack of beds not excuse to refuse emergency care. Professor Kosa, leave Ghana if you can't obey our laws. Far back to shipping lines. My Joe Online this morning is reporting that we have not arrived yet. Bankers urge caution amid economic recovery. Plastic waste driving flooding and climate concerns in Bamahu Youth Climate Reporter. Resurrection of GN Savings and Loans will be tough, according to Joe Jackson. And then you have City Newsroom that says nearly 30% of Ghanaians tend to betting to survive despite rising incomes. ORC is set to delist 318 companies over compliance breaches. Ghana renews call for justice over attack on peacekeepers in Lebanon. Ghana Web. Ashantis can easily take over Ghana to form their own country. Professor Hoy, I regret not marrying this year of Choco funny face. The 24-hour economy is Ghana's best chance in generation, but only if we show up. And as Black Stars boosted as Kudusa High's World Cup return after surgery. MetroTVOnline.com says nearly 30% of Ghanaians are turning to betting to make ends meet. Cristiano Ronaldo wins first Saudi Pro League title for Al Nassr. And there's money named in Senegal's World Cup squad, but none when it's finished. Anyway, you know, I just sometimes think that it's always best when you leave this stage when the clap is loudest. But anyway, all right. So that's it for the newspaper and the news portal review. Please stay with us. I have a special guest this morning. He'll be joining us shortly. He's the MP for Farsi Arabia and also former Minister for Information and former Minister for Works and Housing will be joining us shortly on the show for a brief. He's just passing through to say hello. We'll just have a quick chat with him and then we can introduce. And then after that, our regular guest will join us to look at the newspaper publications for today.
Tanumo onunchoni ha o dama chiechele wekun wanyanu chumo osole mojiake ubawo nani aya baba shushu amen.
ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy. Specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Mommy, good morning.
Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
Hey buddy, it's me Azar.
Hey, me now they see. Hey, you don't look fresh.
Hey.
With your label today.
Wait till you see what's inside me.
Azar, freshly made inside and out for greater coverage and colors that last longer and beautify your walls, spaces and places. Azar, no size. Go ahead. Buy now. Azar, #1 from Azar Group since 1921.
Launching BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Study a job-ready university program, BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Job is ready for graduates who possess degrees and certificates in BSc Development Economics, professional certificate in Theoeconomy, certificate in Theoeconomy with business. Enroll at the Department of Theology and Economics at the Ghana Christian University College, Amrahia, Adenta Dodua Road, Accra. Full bursary is available for BSc Development Economics graduates to study master's program at the State University in South Africa. Enroll now. Take advantage of this opportunity to join elite professionals in economics. Call 0557-351-090 or 0575-633-307 or 030-296-0542. WhatsApp us on 0557-351-090 or you can get in touch online on www.theoeconomy.edu.gh. Powered by the Center for Theology and Economics, CTEC.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored, So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger. Chicky chicky whiter. Chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids. Happy smile.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to Amame Manfo, Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several buying, a man is swing, Nesansu Mama Hotoso, a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Looking for the ultimate oil city getaway? Welcome to the Groove Etipon Beach Resort for a luxury meet adventure. Host your meetings and events in our fully equipped conference facility. Relax our sparkling pool, unwind in cozy rooms, satisfy your cravings at our scenic restaurant, and enjoy fun-packed recreational activities and a walk through our charming menu zoo. Whether it's business, pleasure, or pure escape, the Groove is your perfect destination.
Habari means hello. On behalf of the Honorary Consul, Honorary Dr. Ken Kwaku, I welcome you to the Consulate of the United Republic of Tanzania in Accra. This year, as Africa celebrates African Union Day, Metro TV are organizing Cook Africa on the African Union Day, and Tanzania and our Tanzania diaspora community will be participating. We are inviting every Tanzanian and every African here in Ghana to be present on the 23rd of May 2026 at the premises of Metro TV, where you have the opportunity to enjoy Tanzania cuisine, ugali, pilau, samaki, chipsi mayai, and the wonderful Tanzanian drinks. Also, you have the opportunity to see Tanzanian culture, our dresses and artifacts, our products, and other things that are of interest to you. And therefore, we are appealing to everyone. Come with your family. Come and enjoy Africa. Come and see culture. Come and see diversity. Come and enjoy all the food and all the beautiful things that come from Africa. Karibu, ndugu zangu, karibuni kwa ubalozi wa heshima ya Tanzania hapa. Tunawakaribisha kwa tukio la Metro TV. Wanasema kuna mapishi na ni nafasi kwetu kupika vyakula mbalimbali vya Tanzania kama ugali, chipsi mayai, pilau, kuku na vinginevyo. Karibuni ndugu zangu, tuonyeshe utamaduni wa Tanzania na kueneza tamaduni za Tanzania. Asante sana.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. This show is also live on 94.1 FM. I told you earlier that we have a special guest today. It's actually his first time on the show. I'm wondering why, but yeah, it is what it is. It's his first time on Good Morning Ghana show, and he's here as a special guest, as I did indicate. We're here to have a quick chat, quick breakfast with him, not to eat. Let's cook breakfast, chat. Quick chat with him on a number of issues, and depending on how much time we have. He is also the former Minister of Information and also former Works and Housing Minister. He is in his third term as MP for Ofuase Yeribi. The only good thing is that he didn't go to a good school. Something that my very good friend Bernard Avley agrees, that he didn't go to a good school. He should have come to either Presec or at the Sado College, but it is what it is once again. It's no fault of his. Kojo Oponkroma recently was also made the committee chair of the MPP's policy committee. Kojo, good morning. It's good to see you. How are you, brother?
Hello. I haven't seen you in a while. Glad
long,
to be here.
long time.
But
The
just
last
to correct
time
the
you and I
records-
had...
Hold on. Let's correct the records.
Okay.
I attended the best seminary for culturing men of the cassock for the future. That's Pope John Senior High School and Minor Seminary. I think you have to give us credit.
You know that won't change my view.
You're
But thank you.
entitled to yours.
But thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Onya disco beba na so ye dia fa ne ko. Onya preseka beba na so ye dia fa ne ko. It's a very popular song we used to sing back in the day when I entered senior high in 1995. At the time, it was a very popular song.
Yeah, only a handful of people can sing it well.
Yo, Mate. So Kojo is a very good friend of mine. Back in the day when I was he was hosting a Super Morning show, I was on the other side, I was doing my thing. And he's ended up as a politician, fine gentleman. And he's somebody who is a meteoric rise in our Ghana's political landscape. It's something that has surprised a lot of people at all, because the signs were there from the very beginning, clearly written on the wall. And so no wonder he's become a very influential person within his own party, which is the New Patriotic Party. He's found time out of his very, very busy schedule to just make a pass-through on the Good Morning Ghana platform. So we'll just touch base with him on a number of issues, and then we would invite a regular guest who are already here. Alfred Kojo Thompson is one of our guests. He's already complaining. He said, hey, time, so relax. Kojo is here. He understands. Once you saw Kojo, he said, oh, give him all the time. You see politicians. Somebody was complaining. Kojo, once again, good to see you. And
My pleasure.
So let me congratulate you. I mean, to be made the head of the policy chair of your party's policy committee. It's something that I think deserves all the congratulatory messages. So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't know what this means to you. And have you hit the ground running already?
We have. In fact, yesterday we had our first policy coordination committee meeting of the entire policy coordination committee. And in the coming days, the sector policy committees, I think we'll start with the chairpersons and the leadership who will be engaged by the flag bearer. And then the committees are going to start work. The task that the flag bearer has given to us is that as part of the reforms, he wants us to spend our time in a position preparing with clarity on the policies and the programs that can respond best to the aspirations of the Ghanaian people. And when we have done that preparation, that costing, that road mapping, to bring it to the Ghanaian people either through Parliament, through the Minority Caucus, or on the party's platforms. But in whatever way we choose, to let the Ghanaian people know that this is our alternative program for dealing with this or that, so that the Ghanaian people at any point in time can compare and make a choice. The old fabric where opposition parties just spend a lot of time making allegations and claims, a lot of which is not backed, and then they come to power and they find that they cannot implement some of the things that they were talking about, or the things they were talking about were not exactly true, or that you wait till 6 months to the election and you come up with a big manifesto that nobody even reads. We want to depart from it. He also wants us to have a strong institutional mechanism in the party that can even hold the government to account internally. That this was the program that we worked on when we were in opposition. These were the targets. And as you are implementing it, even within the party, we have a body or a group that is watching and ensuring that we are meeting those aspirations. So it's a very big task. I had the privilege of working under Osei Mensah Bonsu in the 2024 manifesto, may I say, infrastructure. This time around, the party at National Council has, may I say, shuffled the team. So it's not just myself, Dr. Amin, Dr. Gideon Boakon, Dr. Mutaka Lolo, Dr. Jimaima Nunu, Dr. Antoinette Tibudakon. Quite a number of people are with me on the committee. And our task is to help the various sector policy committees organize themselves, get work done, so that the party, through Parliament, through the party establishment itself, and when it gets to manifesto time, we are clear on what we want to do and we can push it forward.
I need you to help me to clarify this. So we saw the list of the standing committees, and I think a standing committee and one other committee.
Yeah.
And
there were about, I think, 6 or so standing committees, including the policy coordination committee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we were told subsequently that that's not the end of the road, and that there are a few other people who will be added or be roped into the committee.
So let me explain. You had the standing committees in accordance with Article 10 of the party's constitution. And the constitution very often even prescribes who is a member of this committee. So it will say, let's say, the secretary to the fundraising committee shall be the treasurer of the party, or that the secretary to the organizing committee will be the organizer of the party. So for many of those standing committees, even the membership is dictated in the constitution. And then you had the sector policy committees. The sector policy committees, the only thing that was named was the leadership. So you see the co-chairpersons, I think secretary and spokesperson. But the membership was not put out. We don't intend to put out the list of members. So I think initially there was this misconception. People were thinking that the committees were limited to just that 5.
Absolutely.
And when it was explained that, no, this is just the leadership, the membership has not been put out for obvious reasons. People then also, or some interpreted that to mean that other people will be added. That's not exactly the case. It's just that the membership was not published, but we know the membership, and we've explained the constituencies from which they are drawn. Members of Parliament who are sitting on the committees, former members of Parliament who have worked on some of these committees, former appointees of the administration who have worked in some of these sectors. We have people in academia and professionals who are in these relevant sectors. We have our social media and communication teams, because they lead the exercise of bringing in a lot of public feedback and also helping us to amplify. And then the 6th constituency is our colleagues in the diaspora, a lot of who are working for international organizations or working even in private organizations in the diaspora. And they are also in various committees. Every committee has a representation of people from the diaspora who also bring global expertise on the subjects that we are dealing with to bear. So what you saw on the select committees or the sector policy committees, just the leadership. But the membership, that whole list of membership is not going to be put out.
Did you get some calls from some persons who felt that certain people shouldn't have been there and that they deserve to be there? They perhaps feel that they have the competencies or they've worked harder for the party, etc. But some of the reactions or the feedback that we got, I mean, for persons like us who work within the media space, I mean, how did you explain that to?
Well, I didn't get calls because it's not my call; it's a call of National Council.
I understand
but National Council, leaders, etc. Yes, there were a lot of calls from people who said, "I want to support on this committee.
Exactly.
I have expertise. I want to be part of this." And I thought that was pretty positive, especially a lot of young people who are like, I've just finished a program here in this university. I have expertise in this. I want to be part of this. And I think it is very heartwarming and energizing to see a lot of our people with expertise who want to make it available as the party forms its thoughts. It will surprise you to know already people have started sending in papers.
Oh, really?
Papers that people have started working on their own. And now that they see the policy architecture coming together, people are sending in these papers. And this is what I've been working on. I want you to have a look. There's a young man who's just, I think, finished a PhD in agronomy, brought us a beautiful paper on building robust food systems to reduce the inefficiency in the value chain, so that you don't have tomatoes at, let's say, 100 cedis at the farm gate and 1,000 cedis, at the market. And he's done a very elaborate work. So we explained to him that once the Agric and Economic Committees start working, he would have to make a representation to them. What Dr. Baumia wants us to do is to open our doors and bring in everybody, so that the best ideas come to the table. In fact, the ideas don't even have necessarily to be MPP people's ideas. We're looking to bring the best ideas into our committee framework, the best ideas that will serve the people of Ghana and resolve the issues that confront us.
And this is, I'm sure, anchored in the adage that nobody is a repository of knowledge, and the fact that we say it in trees, say a dream
In my mother's tongue, in Fanti, we say tikur kwejina.
That's it. I think you nailed it. I have nothing more useful to add. Yes. I wish you said this as a former Santa Claus. That's fine.
I'm saying it as a pojoba.
Okay, I hear you. I can deal
Live
with
with
that. I can deal with that. So work is ongoing, and then also it must have been over the weekend. I hope I got that correctly. The flag bearer of your party graced the closing session of your 2-day workshop and said quite a number of things. You noticed that yesterday's papers and today's papers have variously reported different angles to some of the things that he said. But for me, the 4 themes that I take, which is that 1, you have to continue to let Ghanaians believe you that you can be trusted again. There's also the other issue. He said don't allow the NDC to steal your legacy. That's one other thing that I got from what he said. And also the third one, which has to do with that, with the unity issues within the party. He talked about the fact that he's not going to superintend over a disunited party, and that if anybody wants to use his name to create any disaffection or any disunity within the party, it's not something that he'll countenance, and that it will not be under his tenure that any MP will lose their seat just because they didn't support him. And then there's a final one. I think the final one hasn't captured most of the things, but you can throw some more light on that.
Prepare to govern.
Yeah.
We should not just be in a space where we are just criticizing,
right,
but we should be preparing to govern. And that ties in with our earlier conversation on, the whole policy architecture. The most ambitious policy architecture I have seen since my days in journalism. This is the most ambitious policy architecture I've seen any political party try to, come up with. And it's because, our governing cycle is just 4 years. You're going to spend about the first 2/3 of the first year trying to put your government together. So, in terms of how much you can achieve, if you are not careful, is limited. And then you're going to spend the last year on the campaign trail. If you are not careful, you won't be able to deliver much. And by about the first quarter of that year, most Ghanaians are making up their minds already. So you really need to prepare to govern. You spend your days in opposition, not just lamenting, but preparing to govern. And that's one of the big themes. In terms of unity, yes, he's very right. There are persons who want to go around and, in his name, try to achieve their own machinations on the ground. And he's been very clear and firm about it, that he's not going to do it. He's not asking anybody to do it. So nobody should also go around in his name. And if somebody comes to you in his name for that purpose, reject it, because he's not, behind it. But again, you are right. 2 things that he spoke about, which I think for many of us in the room hit us very hard, about the question of having at the back of our mind that everything we do, we don't do for ourselves, but we do for the people of Ghana. And we must therefore ask ourselves, this thing that we are doing, will it build upon trust and confidence in the MPP? Or would it necessarily be for our own self-aggrandizing interest? And I think he was very, very firm and clear on that one. He was also clear on the fact that this NDC administration, and he used the expression, is in the business of trying to steal some of our projects. And the truth is that if you look at their manifesto, and the things that they promised, a good chunk of it, they are not able to deliver. They are just renaming and rebranding a lot of the things that we did. They took the domestic gold purchase program, came to Parliament and said they have renamed it as the Ghana Accelerated something. But when we went through it, it was the domestic gold purchase program. And we told them that, listen, you can fry it or bake it or roast it. It's still Baumia's domestic gold purchase program. There are roads that they have branded as Big Push. And when we looked at the list, we said these roads were started under the MPP era. You've just rebranded them under Big Push. Initially, they said we were lying. Guess what? When my very good friend Gavin Sagboja appeared on a platform, he says there's old Big Push and there's new Big Push. Which one is the old Big Push? Those are the projects that were commenced under the MPP era. Right. There are quite a number of projects. Today, a lot of the things that are happening even on the digitization front, some of our projects being rebundled. And so his argument was that you need to have the data on our record at your fingertips so that if it comes up, you can defend it. But more so, speak to more of the future and the aspirations and things that people want to get resolved. And today, one of the biggest problems, if you look at, I think, Afrobarometer round 10, is unemployment. The data is staggering. I think in the coming week, we have some statements on the floor in Parliament that shows the staggering data on unemployment. And his argument is that focus more on that data, focus more on the alternative propositions that we have, and let people see that We've learned a lot of lessons, and we will be in a position to do a better job next time we have the opportunity.
All right. Yesterday was a very busy day for you, both as a politician and also as a lawyer. You are one of the lawyers for the Bono Regional Chairman, that's Abronya DC. Finally, he's been granted bail. Tell us how it went yesterday in court.
Yesterday, we went back to move our motion on notice asking the court to admit him to bail pending trial. This is because the circuit court judge had denied him bail, and I'm going to quote what the circuit court judge said. The circuit court judge says that, in his opinion, if he's not granted bail, he will commit further offenses. We have reservations, or we had reservations about how the circuit court judge, who is about to deal with a matter that is yet to be even prosecuted before him, can come to the view that if this person is granted bail, and I'm quoting his words, he will commit further offenses. So we went to the High Court, which has supervisory jurisdiction, and we asked the learned High Court judge to look at it and admit our client to bail. Initially, the AG's department mentioned that they needed some more time to consult the investigators and to understand the parameters of the case. That was the day before. And so her ladyship granted us a 24-hour adjournment, first matter to be called yesterday at 9 a.m. And by the time we came yesterday in the morning, the state had not filed any affidavit in opposition. The learned Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Sremsa himself, was in court. And so after I moved the motion and her ladyship inquired of him the position of the state, he also mentioned that the state had no opposition. And the court imposed its conditions. We pushed back on some of the conditions. Some were, amended. But the difficulty we had was in getting the processes admitted, because then, they have to draft the order and have it certified, and then you have to serve it on the police and then the Special Investigative Unit, and then they have to go to BNI and fetch him and bring him back to the court. So I think it was almost 6 p.m. before we were able to get all of that done. But we're happy that his liberty is now, may I say, on all fours, and he will be mounting a very strong challenge against the charges that have been brought against him at the circuit court. We have said, however, that this we see as part of a bigger exercise to suppress dissenting voices in our democracy. The government is not delivering on their promises. It's almost 1.5 years since they were elected. If you look at the budget for 2026 alone, it's over 250 billion Ghana cedis. Look at the budget for 2025, over 200 billion Ghana cedis. Together is over 500 billion. That's how much money that has come into their resources, which they've utilized. And they are still not able to deliver on their promises. Everything you ask them, blame Akufo-Addo, blame the MPP. And people are beginning to ask questions. And in their bid to avoid answering questions, we see clearly that this is the tactic they have adopted to arrest anybody who says something that they consider misinformation. And this is happening after the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, gave the order. You'll recall the press conference at Jubilee House where the President says, we have technology now that can see your IP addresses. And so if you write something that we consider misinformation, we'll come for you. And since then, as at yesterday, about 16 MPP activists had been arrested for expressing views that the government doesn't feel comfortable with. Indeed, by yesterday, it had risen to 17. There's a lady we've just been informed of, I think in the Bono region, who has also been arrested because she made some comments on TikTok that the government finds unpalatable. A team has been dispatched to engage and ensure that her human rights are also protected, even as the state seeks to investigate. We have no qualms with the state seeking to investigate somebody, or even if they feel that somebody has committed an offense, exact sanctions against that person. We are a law-abiding party. We believe in the rule of law. But we will not sit by for people's rights to be infringed upon, or for the tools of state to be weaponized to silence people. And so while we are fighting for the rights of these people to be upheld, we are also calling out what the government is doing. And that's why we've also petitioned the diplomatic corps, and we've raised these things in the public domain.
I mean, is it really a matter of fact that government is clamping on dissent? Because we want to find out whether the facts actually bear you out. I mean, you are one of the strident critics of this administration. You've been expressing your views very forcefully. You have...
They haven't come for me.
They haven't come for me.
So that's evidence that that's not what they are doing.
So how
But you know, I'm a member of Parliament. I mean, sorry to interrupt you. I know where you're going. I'm a member of Parliament. I have some courtesies and, may I say, even immunities that I enjoy. And so they will be tactful in not coming for me. But when they find that young girl in the Bono region who, you know, probably is living on her own on the backside, who has been bold enough to speak up, they believe they can go for her and not have consequences.
Did she just speak up or she threatened? There's a difference.
The information I had was that she did a video on TikTok.
Yes, and said what?
Well, I won't go into those ones.
Exactly.
Which I have said is the fact that they have the right to investigate somebody.
Yes.
But her human rights have to be protected,
Absolutely.
even as they go through. And our interest, A, is in ensuring that the rights that citizens enjoy are not infringed upon. That's number one. And number two, as we see a pattern that sections 207 and 208 are being weaponized and abused, we now realize clearly that this is in response to the president's directive. I mean, when was the last time in 16 months you had 17 persons in the opposition charged under section 207 and 208? It hasn't happened before.
You were more concerned about protecting or protecting the rights of persons who are deemed to have committed a crime or an offense.
Yes.
But when I listen to some of your communicators, that's not the same impression I get. I get the impression that you can just say anything and get away with it.
No, I don't think that's been our position as a party.
Don't touch the person.
No, that's not our position as a party. I think we have been quite clear that we are a law-abiding party. We believe in the rule of law. We believe in the right to free expression. We believe in the right even to have very strong views, whether you're in government or in opposition. What we do not believe in is that the elements and the tools of state should be weaponized just to suppress what people do. I mean, we've been in this country when the NDC was in opposition. We had people as high as senior members of parliament saying that the Supreme Court judges were unintelligent. You didn't see a whole exercise to have them arrested and charged. Mahama Yarga said it.
He didn't say that.
He did.
No.
He did.
I have
He
the video.
said,
No.
you can play it.
I have the video.
You can play it.
We played this video this week.
You can play it.
He said if the judges were knowledgeable about accepting processes that had been filed in a U.S. court, that could have possibly informed their judgment.
How does that differ?
Unintelligent.
How does that differ?
But intelligence and knowledge.
How does that differ?
Are you suggesting
How
intelligence?
does that differ?
Are you suggesting that intelligence and knowledge are the same?
We have heard them make comments that are even deeper than this. When the then candidate himself decided to tag the entire Supreme Court as unanimous FC, we disagreed with it. But you didn't see an exercise to weaponize section 207 and 208.
But I hope the records
we
of
have heard.
Mahama Yarga has been set straight. He never said the word.
We don't see any difference between those two comments. You may choose to see a difference. We don't see a difference. We have heard them make very disparaging remarks about senior officials of government when we were in government. We have heard them make senior persons allegations. You don't see 207 and 208 being weaponized the way they are being done in this instance. And so we are clear in our mind what we are doing. More so when it is on the back of a clear order of the president that, listen, we have technology that can see your IP addresses, and if you do it, we'll come for you. So we haven't said that people should go out there recklessly and, as it were, undermine all institutions and say anything and get away with it. What we have said is that in a democracy, people will say things. We've seen all their merchants that they put out there during their campaign period saying all sorts of
Let
things.
me read this to you by a gentleman who sees himself as a victim of the abuse of the same Article 208 during your administration when Godfred Odame was then the Attorney General, his deputy being Alfred Kojutia, and what was the name of this woman? That's the former Deputy Attorney General. This escaped me. She's based outside at the moment, as I'm told. Now, Osajifo Oliver Bakavomawo, and it's on the back of what happened yesterday. So this is what he said. When Domahini granted me bail, the Attorney General immediately brought impeachment proceedings against him. They sought to remove him as a judge for granting me bail. That's one. The second one, he says, many years ago, when the righteous were in power, my lawyers filed an application in the Supreme Court on grounds that by failing me, to present me before a court with competent jurisdiction, the police had breached my constitutional rights to be presented before a court within 48 hours of my arrest. We had hoped that this will reform the behavior of the police so that so many people in similar situations will find justice. I used my liberty as a sacrificial lamb to fight for justice for others. The Supreme Court refused to answer a basic question of law as to whether my constitutional rights had been denied in such a situation. Araba Tokono said that instead of us just going to look for bail for me, my lawyers were engaging in an academic exercise. Academic exercise when my liberty was at stake. Anyway, the Supreme Court expressed its interest in granting me bail there and then for me personally without having to make an order that will benefit everyone. The then Deputy Attorney General, Diana Asunaba Dapa, yes, that's the name I was looking for, I found it now. Dapa told the Supreme Court that they shouldn't grant bail. If not, it will set a precedent of people coming directly to the Supreme Court to seek bail. She then promised to the court that Attorney General's Department would oppose any bail application. We bring in the High Court. Pinky promise. Guess what? When we went to the High Court, they opposed the bail application. Trust man at your own peril. Anyway, the moral of this story is that I'm happy for growth, that today they realize that bail is a fundamental human right, and to refuse it is to undermine rule of law. We thank God for growth. And let me just add this before you come in with your perspective or your thoughts on this matter. So British Annan, she's a presidential staffer. And then from time to time, she also speaks for the NDC as a political party and also for the government. It is legally instructive to note that the AG did not oppose the bail application on the Abronia case. This is a marked departure from what we saw in the past. Gradually, we shall get to our destination. How do you respond to these two statements?
I take up the argument of an academic exercise. We have not been engaged in an academic exercise. We went to the High Court and we advanced a very strong argument backed by all the legal authorities from Article 14 of the Constitution, Article 19 of the Constitution, the Republic, Pebu versus the Attorney General, and all the precedents from Justice Crabb in 1982 to Professor Dateba and Professor Mensah Bonsu in 2022. That explain how bail is at the discretion of the court, and that discretion must be exercised as much and as often as possible in favor of the applicant. In fact, one of the reasons for which we believe the application was not opposed, and if you read the ruling of the Learned High Court judge, is that when you look at the arguments that we made, there wasn't much of a grounds to oppose it on. And in the end, the AG simply said, I don't have any opposition to this. Now, we were not engaged in an academic exercise. When you have a client whose liberty is at stake, you don't go around pontificating. You may choose to speak up in the public domain to raise attention, but you go to court and do what is necessary. And that is what we have done. We will use the tools of the law to fight what we believe is injustice that is being done. And the suppression of voices in opposition will not be tolerated.
Do you know why your critics may deem this as progress being made? Remember that there's some of your party stalwarts who have made the statement very forcefully and definitively that the judiciary is under the control of this administration, and some have said it's the pockets of this administration. And so when persons say that we have made progress because today you have an Attorney General's Department or you have a Deputy Attorney General who says, I'm not opposed to the bill, perhaps what those people are suggesting is that if indeed the judiciary was under the control or would be remote control by this administration, that judge could have been called to say, well, you've made all these fine legal arguments, but I go keep the guy for there. Because after all, I'm taking instructions from Jubilee. You don't think that person...
I'm not sure what has happened to the immediate past Chief Justice amounts to progress. When in opposition, you have a political party that describes her as MPP, women's organizer, Osono Mame, and says all the things that they'll say about her, and come to power and they trigger a removal process shrouded in such secrecy. And every application she brings even to challenge it is dismissed and she's removed. And another Chief Justice put in place. I'm not sure that the majority of people feel that that is progress. The consequence of that down the line, I believe, is ahead of us for us to see. What we are clear in our mind on is that today, based on the instruction that the President gave, we are seeing evidence before our very eyes of about 17 people in 16 months who have been arrested and charged under Section 207 and 208. Now you are even having lawyers who are not associated with MPP coming up and saying that, listen, this thing is getting too much. The government must even repeal 208 from the books, because everybody realizes that it is being weaponized. What they started earlier was even weaponizing what we call onerous bail conditions. Arrest you, they'll say they've granted you bail, but you have to go and, meet bail conditions of some 65, million Ghana cedis before. How many people can find people who can put up
that's your
property of that? I'm coming. At the time when we were raising it, even those on the NDC appeared silent. It was when my good friend Martin Pebu now fell victim to it that all of a sudden they even wanted to now, take away the office of the OSP. So we are clear in our minds. We really don't even need to litigate it so much. And we will continue to make that point that what is going on is a weaponization of 207, 208 as part of an architecture to suppress voices of people who disagree with government. And it is because the government realizes that its core or key promises that we need to be talking about, they are not in a position to fulfill it.
Okay.
Where's the 24-hour economy?
No problem, we'll get there.
Where is the Ejumara program?
You're jumping ahead of yourself.
No, I'm coming. Where is the
Relax. We're still talking law now.
Those are the things that, in our minds, and I'll land shortly, in our minds, the people of Ghana are interested in focusing attention on. And because the government wants to take attention from that and at the same time intimidate people, then they've resorted to this.
I'm just saying that, does the fact that you have your own reservations about how Justice Eraba Isaba Tokondo was removed, you have your reservations, you have your disquiet, your misgivings, and your disagreement with how it happened, and of which you've just expressed it. Does that take away the fact that today we have a situation where somebody who has offended the state and is seen as an enemy of this government, you have filed a motion in court yesterday for his liberties to be respected?
It doesn't change anything.
And the fact that for the first time you have a situation where the Deputy Attorney General says, I don't have any position.
That will not be the first time. That will not be the first time that the state has not opposed a bail application. I'm sure that if we went into the MPP era and we said, we are looking for instances in which the state did not oppose a bail application, you'll find several of them. Okay. In fact, for a lot of people who were investigated on our watch, they were even granted self-recognizance bail. Let alone you have to go up to a high court for the state to make a choice whether or not it will oppose bail. So this really is not a big deal for us. And the argument, respectfully, should not be reduced to the fact that, the fact that the state did not oppose bail at the high court means something different. There's a bigger picture than that. It starts from the president's instruction. It starts and continues through the pattern of what they've been doing since then and what they've even been doing after yesterday. That's why I'm telling you that in the Bono region, we're finding a young lady who we are informed has been arrested. I think the police have even issued a statement on it for comments that she made on TikTok. Okay. And we are saying that we want to ensure that her rights are protected even as they go through a process to investigate her for what they think she may have done.
The good thing about talking to you is that you've been in a certain position before. You've been a very seasoned broadcaster. I'm actually hoping someday it goes back to broadcasting. I don't know.
I intend to, one day.
When you've retired?
Yeah.
Okay. I would have wished you did that now, but if you say you want to do
I'll invite you on my show when I do.
Okay. I hear you, boss. Anyway, so here's the thing. There are certain values that you stood for. I didn't get a chance to listen to a lot of your programs, obviously, because I was on the other side. But one of the things that you're credited for is that you've always believed in state institutions being recognized as they are, in their independence more specifically, which is to do their job. And then this whole culture of always pontificating about states, independent state institutions being under the control of the executive and so on and so forth is something that we must move away from. Now we're in a situation where it appears to me, and that's something that I'm sure you've known also for a very long time, anytime a political party is in power, they find nothing wrong with the police and judges. They would support them, they would defend them to the hilt, they would say all the right things about them. And then as soon as they go back to opposition, they have a problem with the same people that they were praising just yesterday. I mean, I'm listening to you now and how you've taken on, some of these so-called independent institutions, of course, in a civil way, which is that you're disagreeing with them. But it wasn't the same posture that we saw in the past when you were information minister. I never recall hearing you say, criticizing how perhaps somebody like Oliver Pakavoma was treated when he was in the cell.
But as information minister, you heard me report members of my party as information minister to the Ghana Police Service that they had invaded the studios of a television station. Me as information minister.
Well, you didn't have any option, did you, at the time?
I did. There have been information ministers who've been quiet about infractions of their own party members. Me as information minister.
Because what you
in
said...
In line with the principles that you just mentioned.
Yes.
I am the one who picked up a phone and called IGP Dampari and said, some gentlemen have invaded a television studio. I hear they are MPP members, but that is immaterial. What they have done amounts to an infringement on the right to free media. And I need you, as information minister, making a report. I'm the complainant. I need you to take action. He was public about it, that I'm the one who called and got that done. So I've stuck with my principles. But when you see a smoking gun, in addition to your principles, you have to speak up. And even when you are speaking up, you have to distinguish between the institutions and the practices that you are speaking about. So I'll give you an example. When you see that the central bank has for the first time decided not to comply with the law on how its account should be put out, you may be somebody who has always upheld the position that the central bank should be an independent institution and function and be respected as such. But when the central bank chooses that it will now not publish its accounts, it will give its accounts to a political party to come and hold a press conference and announce. In line with the same principle, you have an obligation to call them out. And so at my press conference, I addressed the governor directly. That, Governor, what has happened is a breach of Section 58 of the Bank of Ghana Act. And you are allowing the executive branch to dictate to you how you comply with that act. And you need to desist from it. You need to make sure that this thing doesn't happen again. Why? So that we preserve the operational independence of the central bank. And then I proceeded to tell everybody that those who came to do the political press conference, who are politicizing the central bank, which should be independent, in line with my principle, they have tried to scam you. Because if the central bank itself had come to announce its account, they would have told you that they made two losses, 15.6 billion and a 19.3 billion. When you put it together, 34.9 billion. But because a politician wanted to compromise the operational independence of the central bank, he took the accounts from the central bank, came to do a press conference, hid one of the figures, mentioned one, hoping that everybody will follow up. So now when you see me take on the central bank, it is not that I have departed from my respect of independence for it. It is because I believe, and I was clear about it, that the central bank should remain operationally independent. And that where politicians are now fettering with their operational independence, it is dangerous for monetary policy credibility going forward. I'll give you a second example. If you had a situation where the security agencies had just done their job twice, I'm not sure that you will find my voice in this conversation. When I hear the President of the Republic openly at a press conference say, we have your IP addresses, and that if you make comments that we find to be misinformation, what we will do is that we will let the police trace you with your IP address, and we will deal with you. And then after that, I see the National Signals Bureau go to pick up Baba Amandu using his IP address and come and detain him on a charge that he has posted on Facebook that Dumso is back with the photo of the president. My God,
let me ask you, Kojo.
What am I to do?
So
at that instance, I'll just land.
Okay.
At that instance, I will now tell you that I see clearly from the analysis, and I believe every objective person will see clearly, that people in government today are weaponizing. The tools are there, but now they are using it as a weapon to intimidate their political opponents. And that is when you hear me speak up. That will not be a departure from my principle.
This is about the third time you have mentioned the president's admonition or the president's, you can call it caution, that if you do this, we'll do that.
Because as a matter of fact.
But does the president have to say this? It's a law, isn't it? That when you breach Article 207208, the law enforcers will come after you. I mean, does he have to take the president to say this?
So then why is the president making this a priority matter to be talking about? Of all the problems in this country. That's what I was telling you.
How is that a priority?
But this is the priority he chose to speak about.
How?
I was telling you.
He spoke about a lot of things.
But at that press conference, I didn't hear him outlining a plan for the 24-hour economy and the 133 shift.
Yeah, but
that would have been the priority.
But that's just one out of the many things that the president can talk about.
At that same press conference, I didn't see him speaking. I didn't see him and hear him speaking about the things that in the Afrobarometer or the other research reports, you see as number 1. What I heard him, what the evidence shows him as speaking about, is how persons who are expressing views that they consider as misinformation will be sought after using their IP addresses and will be dealt with. That's what I heard. That's the evidence. If on that press conference, he also prioritized the roadmap for the Women's Bank, play it for me and let me see. If at that press conference, he prioritized the roadmap for the 24-hour economy 133 shift, ejuma ba kunko for miensa shift miensa, play it for me and let me see. If at that press conference, he outlined a roadmap of how Nkokon Kitinkiti was going to create, I don't know, 50,000 jobs within 6 months or 1 year, play it for me and let me see. What I saw and heard him prioritize at that press conference is what I've, brought up to you. Okay. The issue of using IP addresses.
Right. So
to arrest people.
That's what you heard him. You heard him.
I said, if you have other priorities, please correct me.
We all watched that press encounter.
Yes.
And there were several other things that the president talked about. The issue about Article 7087, 207,
Section 207, 208 of the Criminal Offences Act, Act 29.
I believe was based on a question somebody posed, and he reiterated the fact that yes, if you infringe upon that particular law, you would.
You're a journalist. You've been in PR for a while. I've been in it. You can ask me a question, and like we know, when a question is asked, what you think are the priorities are the things you speak about. If somebody attacked the president and the president I said, listen, I believe in free expression, some of these things are not important to me. The big things that I really want to focus on are the 24-hour economy, are the Women's Bank, are dealing with unemployment. Nobody would have faulted him.
That's a matter of style.
That is why, no, it's not a matter of style, it's a matter of substance. It's not form, it's substance. It shows your priority.
When I say style, I mean he chose to answer the way he wants to answer.
Yeah, but that shows your priority. But again, I don't even want to.
Okay, let's not litigate this.
Yes, I think the big thing that I want to even keep saying is the fact that there are major commitments that this government has made to the people of Ghana.
Right.
And there are questions being asked on how they are focusing on those major commitments. Because it's those commitments that will transform lives and transform communities.
Okay. All right. There's one more thing I want us to talk about before you go. First of all, how's Abranya doing? Because you've raised on several occasions the fact that he wasn't in good health. In good health.
Yes. In fact, yesterday we gave a copy of his medical report to Her Ladyship.
Okay.
Including all the things that his doctor has said about him and what he needs. You would recall that quite recently he was out of the country for medical and other needs.
Right.
And while he was in custody, his health was not in a good shape. Yesterday, though he was in good spirits, around 5 p.m. when we were concluding the bail processes at the High Court, he needed to be seen by his doctors later in the evening. So the arrangement was that in the evening his doctors will attend to him at home, and then what needs to happen subsequently will go on. But I can tell you he's in good spirits. He needs a bit of medical attention, but he's in good spirits.
You petitioned the diplomatic community.
The minority caucus.
And then also, yes, I'm the minority, that's your group. And then also you intend to escalate this to the CJ. You intend to petition the CJ over the conduct of the judge. Put these two issues together, let me understand why you're doing this.
Okay, and I need to be clear that I'm wearing a number of hats. That's why I said the minority caucus. In one breath, you're asking me questions as lawyer for the client. So I
totally agree.
Okay, so the new patriotic party has taken a view to petition the Chief Justice to discipline the circuit court judge who is handling that particular matter. Because in the view of the party, he has conducted himself in a prejudicial manner. And I think there's a petition that the General Secretary has announced today will be submitted to the Office of the Chief Justice. The party frowns upon the fact that the learned circuit court judge, even before seeing evidence, or even before evidence is made available to him, is able to come to the view that A, he has committed an offense, because under Article 19, an accused person is presumed innocent until proven guilty. The matter has not even been prosecuted. But the party is of the view that, based on the record, he has presumed that he has committed an offense and will commit further offenses. And the party is taking that and other things that have happened and is petitioning the CJ. I think that is today. So that's just to explain what the party is doing. The minority caucus is also of the view that more interested parties need to be encouraged to pay a closer look at what is happening, because it may not be showing up on their top list. But it is important to let them have a view that, listen, there's something going on here. What is going on is that, as at that time, about 16 people have been arrested in the last 16 months and charged with offenses under sections 207, 208. And we view that as efforts to suppress free speech. And these are the examples, these are the details. And that's why the Minority Caucus has drawn the attention of the diplomatic corps. I think I heard one of my colleagues saying that they petitioned the ambassador to Morocco. I think that ambassador is the dean of the diplomatic corps.
Also, exquisitely proud to raise some issues with that.
I see. That ambassador is the dean of the diplomatic corps. Right. So when you want to petition the diplomatic corps, you go through that ambassador. So that's the basis on which these.
So it wasn't as though you're left with any option. I mean, it has to be here.
Of course, it's like going to Parliament. You petition through the clerk. It doesn't mean that you went to see Jethro.
Right.
It's Parliament. You just have to go and do it through the clerk of Parliament.
I get that. We are out of the IMF program. We've exited.
Which program is this?
The Extended Credit Facility program, which you signed up to.
And I deliberately asked that question because I think, I always say that there has to be candor.
And now we are transitioning from the ECF to now PCI, which is the policy coordination instrument. It used to be a policy support instrument. It's now policy coordination instrument under the IMF. What are your thoughts on this transition?
So I have always insisted that there needs to be candor in economic policy management. There needs to be honesty. Why? Because economic policy choices come with opportunity costs and actual costs.
Absolutely.
And then they also come with consequences. You have to tell the public the truth, that this is the approach we are using to achieve this end. Because if you don't, there'll be hidden costs at the end of the day. And there are also other things that you could have done that you are missing out on. And where you don't have candor in economic policy management, it will go full circle and come back to you. And I can give you a few examples. When the government started in January, by March, we, through myself, on the floor of Parliament, told the whole country that nothing had changed in the Ghanaian economy. But the currency that you were seeing appreciation, that appreciation started in October 2024, when it came down from about 17 to about 14 before we handed over. And what they were doing to further appreciate on the currency side was that in the local street expression, I said, you are pumping dollars into the economy. What that meant was that they had artificially increased the supply of forex beyond the normal equilibrium levels. And that pumping was going to do two things. It was going to come at a cost at the central bank, which cost you, Moro, will pay back at the end of the day, when in reality, Ghanaians may not feel the impact on the market. We also mentioned that if you look at what was happening on the disinflation path, the program was that by the end of 2025, inflation would already get to single digit. But they had adopted another strategy, which was the sterilization. In fact, it was the first time many people heard sterilization in Ghana when I said that. What they are doing is sterilization. They are essentially mopping up what they call excess liquidity, parking it at the central bank, telling the commercial banks that don't lend to the public, bring the money to us, we'll pay you interest on it. And what that does is that it suppresses demand. And if you are a seller and demand is suppressed, after a while, you either not increase your prices or you even reduce it to get rid of your stock. When in reality, on the supply side, cost of production is going up. The government denied it. Eventually, they had to come and admit. For example, on the currency side, the governor denied, the president denied. Later, when the IMF told the government to halt the pumping and put in place a framework, depreciation started. The president then admitted at the press conference that the Bank of Ghana had been intervening, and it was when they stopped that the depreciation had started. And then they resumed that one. So it is only when they are forced that they admit. And because of that, the opportunity cost, the real cost, and the implications down the line are always avoided. So on the currency side, at the end of the year, they had to admit that they had pumped about $10 billion onto the market. And at the time, the loss was about 2.5 billion cedis at the central bank. And I asked for an investigation in Parliament, which the majority blocked. The Bank of Ghana now comes back to tell us that the loss ended at 9.6 billion Ghana cedis, and that they can't contain the loss anymore. And they say that they've agreed with the government that the government should move the loss going forward onto someone else's books. What it means is that they are not solving the architecture that is causing the loss. They've just decided to shift it onto someone else's books. And we will show you which books that is going to shift on at the end of the day. But that is why it's important to have candor right from the beginning. That this is what we are doing, this is the cause, this is the implication. We all want Ghana to progress. Take the anti-inflationary measures or the disinflationary measures. When we said you are doing sterilization, and that sterilization, you are not dealing with the supply side because electricity bill is gone up 28%, water bill is gone up, cost of production is going up. So the real cost of producing this water is gone up, and ordinarily the price should go up. But unfortunately, you are not tackling that. So the Bank of Ghana comes in to sterilize. Okay, the cost will come and hit us. Now we are finding that sterilization cost alone was about 16 billion. Together, if you put all of it together, about 34.9 billion cedis lost to the central bank. Now the central bank is in negative equity of 96 billion. The consequence, and we said it last 2 weeks, is that you have to recapitalize. Again, when we said it, no candor. It's not true. In the end now, they've admitted and agreed with the IMF that they'll recapitalize. What it means is that you and I and everybody here, we are going to share and pay 96 or maybe 100 or 110 billion. That is why you need candor. So now let me come to your IMF thing. Sorry for my long background. The government wants to create the impression that we have left the IMF. I say that if you want to be candid with the Ghanaian people, tell the Ghanaian people that the extended credit facility program has come to an end. It is not true that the program derailed. If the program had derailed, we would have required to suspend or renegotiate it. None of that happened. The IMF parameters are clear. In 2014, when the ECF were under derailed, and that was a matter of fact because the IMF itself said it, that this program is off track. When it derailed, it had to be renegotiated. So you know that it was extended, I think, by about a year, and some of the terms were upgraded. This one was not. Be honest with the people. The program has come to an end. It was not derailed. Ghana has been able to achieve a good number of the key targets. But we want to sign another program with the IMF called a Policy Coordination Instrument. It is not for nothing that the IMF changed it from a policy support instrument to a policy coordination instrument. Because when it's a PCI, it's not like a general Article 4 consultation where you are just a member and they come and look at your books and give you advice. They do more than that. In fact, they are literally at the helm trying to coordinate your various programs that you are trying to do. It's different from a policy support instrument. So be honest with the people. You haven't even told the people whether you are going to pay for this policy coordination instrument. You have to be honest with the people. Eventually, you have to bring the PCI document to Parliament under Article 1815. And all the truth will come out. So why these settings and this? It is a good thing that the ECF has ended. The government wants to go for a PCI, or they've actually even, I hear, they've signed indicative terms on a PCI. Be honest and then bring the details so that we can all examine and see the cost. And lessons that we have learned, we can even share with you. Ghana becomes better off at the end of the day. If we're able to do that, we'll be able to solve the structural problems with our economy. Remember, in Parliament, I have been on record saying that there are real issues to tackle. If we don't pay attention to those real issues and then we tinker at the margins and we are dancing in the chamber for small gains, all you need is one shock, one, and we are back to square one. I wasn't a prophet of doom. See what's happened between Israel and Iran and how it's affected the Strait of Hormuz and how it's affected crude oil prices. And now see how the government is scrambling to try and contain the situation. So it is not true that global issues will not affect us. But if we don't tackle the real issues and build a robust buffer system, and we keep dancing around, inflation has come down to 3.6. When youth unemployment in the Greater Accra region is now 49%, that means 1 out of every 2 young people you see in Greater Accra region are out of work. Real issues we have to deal with. We don't deal with those ones. And we decide to politicize everything. We'll be here.
Okay. I have a number of questions to ask. Unfortunately, time is not our best ally. And so,
I'll try to keep my answers short.
Well, communicators struggle to keep answers short. So let me just say that we would have to end it here in the next 2 minutes. But I mean, you have been on this platform and everything you've done in the last 45 minutes to 50 minutes or so, which is to deal with the issues, especially policy-related issues. Unfortunately, some of your colleagues are threatening that they will make Ghana ungovernable. And we know we live in this country where we hear people say they would make Ghana ungovernable. It's not difficult to surmise or to sort of get a sense of what they're trying to say. What do you make of these comments? And I don't want to mention the person's name, but I know your guess is as good as mine.
I think the Peace Council is done the best job on this. They have seen clearly that tensions are rising. And those tensions that are rising need to be contained. And so the Peace Council, I think 2 days ago, issued a statement that says, listen, we're observing that people are making comments that we are not happy about. It is a signal that tensions are rising. And it is important for the people who manage the society and for the other people on the opposition side to get back behind the red line so that we can simmer down tensions. For me, that is the bigger thing that I believe we should be paying attention to. If we're able to do that, all of these, what Kweku Baako calls ugly noises, will fade away.
Sammy Jemfe wants a debate. You want it to?
He's been invited to Parliament as part of a probe on how come, first of all, we've made over 2.5 billion cedis loss, which now has risen to 9.6 billion cedis on the gold sales.
Has Parliament invited him?
His side has blocked it. We are saying they should open that investigation for him to come under oath with all the documents to answer questions.
But Sammy Jemfe,
we have said
Sammy Jemfe is not a parliamentarian.
No, he is part of the people who are running this gold value chain. We have said that if a debate is necessary, the person who under Section 58 has an obligation is the Minister for Finance. He has to bring the report to Parliament so that the committee can sit on it, and we invite him onto the floor for a debate on it, if necessary.
Until that happens?
Deal with those ones. Patrick Boama has filed a motion that those who sold 50% of our gold without any authorization should appear before Parliament with the necessary documents that back the transaction and answer questions.
But
let them deal with all of those.
No problem. But you've been debating him virtually anyway,
let them deal
media.
With all of those
no
ones.
Problem.
Let them deal with them.
No
when
problem.
they are done, they
you.
can ask for anything else.
No problem. But I'm saying you've been debating him online already. Just bring it here in the studio.
Bring them to Parliament.
So
Let's deal with it.
That happens.
When you are done with that, we can do anything else.
But that's a very unfair condition.
Why is it unfair? You don't want to,
because you're debating
when the Attorney General,
anyway.
When the Attorney General finds somebody who he suspects of having committed an offence, it's only this Attorney General who holds press conferences before he even files charge sheets, by the way. But the typical thing he doesn't bring the accused person into a studio to have a debate with him. He takes him to the appropriate forum. That's the court of competent jurisdiction, where, with all the instruments at his disposal, they get into the matter. And an independent arbiter sits in it and looks at it. So come to the appropriate forum, bring all the documents, and let's deal with it there. After that, if you want to do anything else, you can do it.
So if Sammy Jemfe wants to debate you, should come to Parliament.
Come and answer the questions in Parliament. After that, you can do anything you want to do.
He says hello.
My regards to him.
Are you good friends?
We are good friends, actually.
Did you talk off record?
We talk. He will tell you.
When was the last time you spoke to him?
I think this was somewhere last week.
You met him yet?
No, not in person, but on phone.
Do you intend to meet him soon?
I'm sure we will meet pretty soon.
Gold Board? Your office?
I don't think so. I have no business
Your legal
there.
firm? Your law firm?
I have.
Because I want to be there. That's the reason.
I have no business in his office.
Okay.
I'm not sure he has business in my office as well.
All right. I can decide a meeting place if you don't mind.
Get off that.
But thanks.
Tomorrow is good to be here.
Thanks for joining us. It's been wonderful talking to you. Like I said, unfortunately, I have quite a number of other questions, but I can't pose them because time is not our best friend. But please do make time to join us some other time so that we can allocate 1 hour, perhaps 1.5 hours solid, so we can deal with a myriad of issues that have come up. And it's been really nice talking to you, Kujo. Thank you so very much. He's a broadcaster like me, executive. He decided to join the politicians.
I'll tell you said hi.
Yes, please do. She was actually my mate in school. Very, very good woman. Very fantastic lady. I'm not surprised at all that you guys are married. And my regards to her once again. Thank you. Kojo Ponkroma is the MP for Ofwase Ayerebi and a third-term member of Parliament for that particular constituency, and also former Information Minister, former Works and Housing Minister as well. He's also a Po Joba, but that I will add, unfortunately. My guests are here. Please stay with us.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2- and 3-bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Grab your bottle and unleash the taste of Storm Energy Drink. A bold flavor, a big attitude. Feel the vibe, own the moment. It's your time to be different. Storm Energy Drink, make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friendly Kalika, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Friendly once now.
Hey, that's on you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain was key to double the action.
Me did this sasso spray. Mr. Friendly sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso.
Come tum preko.
It's time to believe in you. We are changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Puma. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Puma. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we start the blessing. Oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you. Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
This Easter, Estate Masters Limited is giving you more reasons to celebrate in our extended Easter promo. Secure your dreamland at Nest Cottage, Chopoli with a massive 15% discount. Or choose Palm Hills, Gomwa Pamfukrom, also at 15% discount. And for lovers of the coast, Coastal Park, Ningo Prampram awaits you at 10% discount. Plus, enjoy free site visits and free documentation because we make land ownership simple. This Easter, don't just celebrate, invest in your future. Estate Masters Limited, your most preferred estate partner.
Hello everyone, I'm Madam Kam from Burkina Faso. I invite all of Burkina people, diaspora, IAS, to come at Metro TV 23 May for Cook Africa AU Day. Je me présente Madame Kam, je suis du Burkina Faso. J'invite toute la population à sortir massivement pour Cook African AU Day à Metro TV le 23 mai. Sortez massivement.
Oh, sorry. Good morning, Ghana on Metro Television. This show is live on 94.1 FM. Don't mind Fortune is the director of the show. He's full of mischief. He knew that I was trying to get some messages that my viewers had sent, and then he just put me on. Fortune, you're full of mischief. Anyway, so my guests are seated here, and well, we just have an hour to look into maybe just one or two issues, and then we would call it a day. So Alfred Kojo Thompson is a banker. He is an economist, he's a finance person, and he's also an accountant. He's a man who's wearing many hats. And so you just bring the issues, and he would say he would deal with them or he would deliver them. But he's also one of the communicators of the New Patriotic Party, and also he's aspiring to become the National Treasurer of the NPP. Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
It's always a pleasure.
Even though today you've made us come in late, it was worth it. Listening to Kojo over here, it was really worth it, you know. And I dove my heart for you.
What if it was Kojo Chumba? Would you have said?
Oh, actually next week Friday bring him. I'd love to listen to him. I'd love to listen to him.
I want Kojo Chumba.
Oh yeah, for just about 30 minutes.
No,
Kojo is my brother, but he's just troublesome. He's just stubborn.
Okay.
He's just NDC.
I
realized
when I was talking to Kojo, you were really enjoying the interview.
Oh yes, I was.
It was very calm.
I wish I could even contribute at that time. When I was sitting back, there are certain things I just wanted to prompt it in. But
I'll repeat it. When Alfred Kojo Thompson joined us, we said we had a guest before he joined us. I said, oh, you are chopping your tie, you are chopping. As soon as he saw Kojo, he said, oh, you can have the whole day. Anyway, so another brother from another mother, Elikem Kotoko, is Deputy National Organizer of the NDC. He also communicates for a party he so loves and is very passionate about, and he's also here with us. Elikem, good morning.
You've forgotten one.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Why? The man wants to do the introduction for you.
He is the Deputy Forestry Commissioner.
Oh, but it doesn't take away.
Deputy
it doesn't take away
at
the fact
moment,
that he's a
his
deputy.
current position is the Deputy Forestry
He's combining
Commissioner.
both.
You know he commands all the forest in this country.
He commands both. He's combining
Right
both.
now they said they've even gone to buy CCTVs or they've done, safeguards, or they've put houses in the forest so that the guards will be watching
protection
over the forest.
I don't know who's been feeding this man with all this information. He always has filler.
Those are protection camps.
So you see,
yes. In fact, it's
and CCTV is included in it.
Is he? I'm happy you're here.
It should be around.
It's captured in today's daily graphics.
Yeah.
So Forestry Commission sets up camps to protect forest reserves. Let me read the story so you can educate us briefly on this before we move to
Before you move
yes.
I bring you greetings from Dr. Baumia and Lady Samira.
All right.
They send their love. They always watch you and they love the way you carry your show.
Oh, I take them. My regards to them. And tell them that one of these days I'll pass.
He's bringing you a good alternative.
Okay. We're waiting.
Alternative.
Everybody must be a Baumia fan now to be able to win an election. So everybody's conveying messages from Baumia. Please convey your own messages to us too, please.
You know. Listen. Moro knows me, and he knew where I stood ever before.
Right from day one. He's always been a Baumia.
The other candidates have always been my pals.
He's a Baumia fanatic. Let me put it that way. Okay. So Elikem, I want us to educate us on this. So it's all in text, black and white, but you would better break it down for our audience to understand what's happening. And that's for one of the advantages of appearing on this platform when you also so you get to explain some of these issues when you join us. So Timothy Igbenbe and Gilbert Mauli Agbe, and of course it happens here. It hasn't happened on other platforms. We are the only platform that will give an appointee the opportunity to
charge you for
to expatiate.
I'll charge you for
to shed some more light.
I'll charge you for
and we do it for free. They don't pay anything. Forestry Commission will tell you don't have money.
At least they can give you one tree.
So the Forestry Commission has taken a major step towards protecting the country's forest reserves from further destruction by illegal miners following the inauguration of 10 forest protection camps and 2 checkpoints in hotspot areas. The camps, sited as strategic locations on the fringes of the forest reserves, will serve as permanent bases for trained forest guards. Equipped with communication gadgets and weapons, each camp comprises an office, 4 bedrooms, a fully furnished kitchen, and a place of convenience. 7 of the camps situated in the Shanti region are located on the I think it's from Fadjing and Ayuafutu. Okay, Morfa Fadjing, thank you. And Ayuafutu portions of the Ofin Shelter Belt Forest Reserve in the Inkaria district, Odahu and Krobo portions of the Apramai Forest Reserve, as well as the Numreso, Watriso, and Bipotenteng sections of the Odo River Forest Reserve in the Bekwai district. What is it? What is this?
Yeah, thank you, Moro. What this means is that a lot of the forest reserves have come under siege.
Okay.
Most especially in the past decade, that we all are aware. And more importantly, after the passage of that LI to, is it 2462? I've even forgotten because we
it's
have
LI 2462.
Which allowed for people to do that. And it opened the floodgates for illegal activities to also fester the more.
Okay.
And so our forests were under so much stress and breached. We found it proper to have these protection camps, and we want to thank the UK government for this. They have been giving us 10 of that, and each camp can take at least 4 to 8 people in order to make sure that they are contained within a certain enclave where they can work as a team to protect the areas and their proximity to areas where we feel that encroachers may have easy access to that. So like you read, they've been given communication gadgets and have some rifles to protect themselves and protect the forest reserve as well. This is all aimed at fighting the illegal activities. Largely, it is the Galamsey that has given so much, been given so much attention and prominence. But the illegal logging is also another, as well as poaching. And so we are making sure that we have our men right there in the forest. So they may be running shifts where if it is 1 week or 2 weeks you go, you have everything that you need over there to make sure you concentrate on the job until when you have to change your shifts. We're hoping that we even get more support from corporate Ghana and even multinationals, etc., those outside the shores of even Ghana, just as the UK government has done, so that we'll be able to build more of such protection camps in order to protect the over 280 forest reserves that we have. This is in line with government policy to ensure that we fight Galamsey, fight illegal logging, and fight all forms of illegal activities within our forest reserve. Because mind you, this forest protects us. If nothing at all, we have all learnt and heard of the old dictum that when the last tree dies, the last man dies. And you know, the carbon, the human-tree relationship, carbon and then the carbon dioxide. So this also plays an integral role. Then more importantly also, most of our clean drinking waters takes their headways from this forest. It is also one of the reasons why my boss has constantly said that we need to be pushing strongly, we should push a case strongly for the Forestry Commission to be paid something from maybe Ghana Water Company and the other related agencies, because to have the clean water, etc., they come through the forest and we protect that. And it is also one of the other reasons why, if you go to our neighboring countries, most of the forestry commissions are made paramilitary or a pure detachment of the military, because the forest is a national asset that must be protected so well. And I have said this many times, that if today President Mahama also agrees that, okay, I think we should take away all the civilians out of forestry and deploy only military men there, I'll be the #1 person who will gladly say, I'm ready to lose my job for that, because that would again intensify and even increase the level of protection that will be given if the military steps in, because the Forestry Commission is not a paramilitary entity. We are not equipped. We are not. The law doesn't allow us to even carry weapons. In a way, we have something we call kwakpatu, hunting guns. Those are just what usually we have, because that is actually held by one of the divisions. We have 3 divisions: the TIDD, which is the Timber Industry Development Division, the FSD, Forestry Services Division, and the Wildlife Division. And so the Wildlife Division is where you see them holding weapons. But we also have now the Rapid Response Team that help fight the illegal logging. And with illegal mining coming in, that is why you have 9 months now, National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, led by Colonel Dominic Boa, to also combat the menace. So yes, there are a lot of approaches to all of this, and the protection camp is also one of those things that is in line with that. We thank them for the UK government once again. We thank Zijin and other stakeholders for the numerous donations they have made in terms of
So how many have you deployed so far?
It's 10. 10 that's been 10 so far.
But so that's not enough, is it?
It's not enough at all. I mean, it's not enough.
What should be the target?
Ideally? You know, for instance, we are in deficit of about 2,270 something staff. That is forest rangers to what's the word to use?
Guard or police
to guard
area,
and police the forest reserves.
Yes.
So you can imagine the numbers.
Just 10?
Yeah, just 10.
Wow.
So I'm believing that...
Who trained them?
They go for training with the military. With the military,
okay.
Yes. So they are selected through a vigorous process and made to undergo vigorous training with the military in order to equip them well.
What's the obstacle in training a lot more? Is it finances, resources?
Well, that is also one of them, and another is also getting the financial.
When we have a teeming unemployed youth,
getting the financial clearance for all of that. I recall. At one of the functions, not forestry related, there was one public function where President Mahama reiterated his commitment to this, and then he made a statement that he will be talking to the finance minister in order to increase or consider appropriately more recruitment to the Forestry Commission in order to combat that. And there's also the need to do a proper sensitization or education whilst you take in these people. So you don't say you are creating jobs, recruit more people, and they also become perpetuators or people who may compromise the same position that you are feared.
That's one of our major problems.
Yes. So we are on course and believe strongly that it's a clarion call on corporate Ghana to also come to our aid once they can. We have seen people, I'm not trying to call out anybody, but we've seen agencies go and donate maybe pickups to the police, pickups to motorbikes to other agencies, etc. The same should apply to the Forestry Commission. And so this morning, Moro, I'm using your medium to appeal to them all that whatever forms of support they want to give to us as well, we'll welcome it gladly.
Can you meet this 2,000 threshold?
I believe we can.
By 2028?
I believe we can. It's a gradual process. And once we get all the clearance, the green lights for that, why not? We'll definitely do so because it's Ghanaians that will be provided with jobs in terms of this. Yes.
Okay. All right. we can only wish you the best. But you've raised 2 issues, and I want to just touch on that briefly. You've raised 2 issues. One has to do with the integrity, so that they don't get compromised, as we've seen in some instances when it comes to. So now you have the blue water guards for water, and then you have your rangers for land, forest.
Yeah.
Good. Now, you're saying that you require close to about 2,000 and about 2,000 staff, and you started with 10. But I want to know finally, what's the rollout plan? Say this year. Is it just going to be 10, or you intend to add a bit more next year?
I think because of the financial constraint, that is why we're happy that
everything depends on the finance ministry.
Yes, largely, and then so with these coming in, for instance, it's a relief because that will make us identify. We'll start from the very critical areas. So the places you mentioned. I don't know if it's because I'm an error. Sometimes I find it difficult to even pronounce some of the names. Numeriso, Apreprama,
it was Alfred who was helping me, but I was struggling.
So it is not as though we're going to rely solely on donors or stakeholders, but we would ourselves also make sure that we put in the effort to ensure we identify the hotspots or critical areas that need critical attention, and then moving on. So it will be a gradual process because whilst you are recruiting the people, when you begin the recruitment process of all these people, it will also be reason for you to know that, okay, you now need more protection camps for them to build. So if each can take 8 or 12 maximum, then you put that there within a certain radius in order to make sure that there's efficiency. Yes, yes.
So we're looking at places like Mofram Mfadring, and Anya Futu. Of thing, then you have Nkawie.
Yeah.
You have
Nkawie.
Odaho. You have Krobo, Upper Pramine.
Upper Pramine.
You have Numreso.
You know, Upper Pramine, that's one of the most devastated places. And let me say, people sometimes want to ask that you be measured in these. That was one of the places that the NPP, Sir John, did a lot of this service to this country by sending in men to devastate that reserve. And if you recall the interviews on some platforms with Frimpong Boateng and other reports, the devastation there is bad. I'm hoping that one of these days, Moro, I'll find time and come and do a presentation for you to see the rate at which things went southwards and how it has to take a lot of effort to first sustain and be able to have it under control so you can be able to manage it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I guess that would have to move on. And
lastly, I cannot say that without thanking. Without thanking.
We never just by the by.
Without thanking.
I just need some information.
Without thanking the Forestry Commission itself, the staff in particular. Many of them, even in the discharge of their duties.
For me to also
many of them in the discharge of their duties come.
Is there a way of managing the staff there or what?
In managing them, no, they have.
Have you given them 133?
When we need to.
Have you given them 133?
So let me respond. You've asked a question.
Have you given them 133? You haven't. Let me go.
I am not deaf and dumb. So if you're asking a question, don't repeat it twice.
We have 288 forest reserves. 45 or so were encroached. That is about 8,900 hectares. I don't know how many of these 10, 4 bedrooms they've located at those places, and the distance and how the people are going to approach this whole work, because the little I'm getting from here means that they don't have a game plan. They are just calling for support from people. Because if you have a game plan, you tell me that, oh, maybe by end of 2025, I had built 10. By end of 2026, I hope to build 20. This is my game plan. Our game plan is to do so much by this time, and that's how we are working towards it. But unfortunately, too, I just got to know that it's not even a GOG-sponsored program. It's a UK-sponsored program. So it tells you that this is just a one-off that is being done. Is that going to solve the problem? Let's hope so, and let's see how it goes. But I think this government should take pragmatic measures in giving us a game plan that will really help solve it. It's not a matter of just building it there. People will go and sleep in there and come out and be paid. We want to see things, pragmatic measures that have been put in place to make sure that we solve these problems. And again, the strategy that they are taking to make sure that we all buy into it. It's not a matter of, oh, we've gone to do this there, well done, and then we clap for you, bravo, and then what do you call it, galamsey, and things go on over there without anyone noticing. That's a little bit accurate.
All right. Let me quickly say this, that the most, in fact, tomorrow is a big event happening on the premises of Metro TV. It's about the most wanted, the most desired, and the most anticipated event. Over 20 African embassies, over 20 different African dishes, and there's also one host, that's Metro TV. The whole Africa is converging at Metro Television for the Cook Africa event. Is as part of activities marking the celebration of AU Day. The theme is Healthy Bites, Brighter Africa, and Cooking for Wellness. And it comes, you're being asked to come and taste the best African cuisines on Saturday, 23rd May 2026, 9 a.m. prompt, here at Metro TV premises, Northridge. It's an event which is a Metro TV initiative supported by Metro Digital, Original TV, and Original FM. For sponsorship and partnerships, it's 0540-281537. Cook Africa 2026, Healthy Bites, Brighter Africa, Cooking for Wellness. And then also, I've got some other very, very important information that I want to share with you. So just bear with me for a few seconds, and then I'll tell you what it is. So
what is it?
So the Office of the Registrar of Companies, wishes to inform all companies, business owners, and the general public that the deadline for filing annual returns and renewing business names has been extended from 30th April 2026 to 30th June 2026. This Extension gives business additional time to regularize their status and also avoid penalties. Failure to comply by the new deadline may attract sanctions, including additional fees and possible removal from the company's register. Additionally, the ORC has announced that 318 companies have been earmarked to be struck off the register in accordance with the Companies Act 2019. Affected companies have 3 months from the publication date to take action or make representations. For further inquiries, clarifications, or to obtain a copy, kindly reach or call our call center, which is 0308 249 841, 0308 249 841, or you can just WhatsApp or send a telegram to 0599 525774, or connect with us on social media at ORC Ghana. ORC, a trusted partner in business. So, John, I guess that we can move on. We can. All right, good. So, we'll take a little breather. We'll be back.
We get to a point where the legislation.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hidradenitis suppurativa, using laser ligature for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us and we will delight you. Visit Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy. Specifically designed for low and medium income earners, our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Launching BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Study a job-ready university program, BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Job is ready for graduates who possess degrees and certificates in BSc Development Economics, professional certificate in Theoeconomy, certificate in Theoeconomy with business. Enroll at the Department of Theology and Economics at the Ghana Christian University College, Amrahia, Adenta Dodua Road, Accra. Full bursary is available for BSc Development Economics graduates to study master's program at a state university in South Africa. Enroll now. Take advantage of this opportunity to join elite professionals in economics. Call 0557-351-090 or 0575-633-307 or 030-296-0542. WhatsApp us on 0557-351-090 or you can get in touch online on www.theoeconomy.edu.gh. Powered by the Center for Theology and Economics, CTEC.
Looking for comfort, convenience, and class all in one place? Welcome to Stay Easy Apartments on Conference Center, where modern living meets exceptional service. Whether you're staying for business or leisure, Stay Easy offers you a home away from home. Spacious and well-furnished apartments, pool, gym, and everything you need to relax and feel at ease. Planning a meeting, workshop, or special event? Our event grounds and state-of-the-art conference center is designed to host your events and bring your vision to life. From corporate gatherings to private functions, we provide the perfect space, supported by modern equipment and a professional team ready to assist you. At Stay Easy, your comfort and success are our priority. Book your stay or reserve your space today. Call us at 020-739-1473 or 0244-226367. Stay Easy Apartments and Conference Center. Stay easy with us.
Wabedum time aso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwai ma besisia. Abozege. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I tell me. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji. Dabio, baby wom. Ready. Hey, baby wom. Ah, Aji. I'll cause some discomfort. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At your phone for Aerofield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
Na momhwe na ndadanya waso mosquito coil esudu wo mu no mu. Na say spray wo dan mu so a. Hwan sima aduonum ansa na akodan no mu.
Enkratoi FDA agiatum.
Time has come again. We're going to celebrate our great continent, Africa, and the Union. On the 23rd of May, there will be a grand mega food exhibition at the Metro TV premises. You're all invited. We're going to be there. Everyone at Queen's International, parents and the children and the teachers will be uniting strongly behind the celebrations to celebrate our great continent. We're inviting all of you to be present. There will be different recipes from all over the continent. We will be present. My name is Rose Gomez of Queen's International, East Legon. We're inviting you all to come, join us, celebrate, eat and enjoy all the great things that we have. Not just food, I'm sure there'll be lots of other things, culturally, program, entertainment, and we hope to see you and enjoy the day together.
You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I'm still here with Alfred Kojo Thompson, a banker, economist, and a finance person, accountant, and also a national treasurer aspirant for the New Patriotic Party. He's here with us, and he's our guest on the Good Morning Ghana program. We just have 30 minutes to go, but we'll try and see how best we can make use of the time. Also, Elikem Kotokwazia, he's the deputy national organizer of the NDC and also a deputy forestry commission boss. So, of course, he's also a communications member of the NDC, of the government itself. So, gentlemen, I want us to look at this briefly. Let's try and be very brief about it because we won't be able to get to the, the nitty-gritties of the matter. because of time constraints. Restore license of GN Bank, GN Savings and Loans, court orders BOG. Malik Suleimana of the Ghanaian Times says that a court of appeal in Accra yesterday ordered the Bank of Ghana to restore the license of GN Savings and Loans Company Limited nearly 6 years after it was revoked during the banking sector cleanup exercise. The company owned by Papa Kwesi Indom had consistently argued that the revocation of its license was unlawful, unreasonable, and malicious. GN Savings and Loans was among several financial institutions affected by the banking sector reforms introduced in 2018. Court records indicated that on January 4, 2019, GN Bank was downgraded from a universal bank to a savings and loans company and renamed GN Savings and Loans Company Limited. However, on August 16, 2019, the BOG then, under the leadership of Ernest Addison, revoked the company's license and appointed Eric Nipa as receiver. The company subsequently challenged the decision at the High Court in Accra on August 30, 2019. On January 24, 2024, Justice Gifty Ado upheld the BOG's decision, ruling that governance deficiencies had rendered the company incapable of meeting its obligations. The company dismissed allegations of malice and illegality, holding that the application failed to establish the company's solvency at the time of the revocation. It further ruled that the central bank acted within its constitutional mandate and awarded 50,000 cedis cost against the applications. Dissatisfied with the ruling, the company filed an appeal on January 29, 2024. Yesterday's ruling by the Court of Appeal is expected to renew public debate over the banking sector cleanup and its impact on affected institutions and customers. But before I pick your thoughts, let me once again remind, it's a very important announcement that the Office of the Registrar of Companies, ORC, wishes to inform all companies, business owners, and general public that the deadline for filing annual returns and renewing business names has been extended from 30th April 2026 to 30th June 2026. Now, the extension gives business additional time to regularize their status and avoid penalties. Now, failure to comply by the new deadline may attract sanctions, including additional fees and possible removal from the company's register. Again, the ORC is announcing that 318 companies have been earmarked to be struck out of the register in accordance with the Companies Act 2019. Affected companies have 3 months from the publication date to take action or make representation. So for further inquiries, clarification, or to obtain a copy, kindly reach our call center on 0308 219 841 or send a WhatsApp or Telegram to 0599 525774 or connect us on social media, ORC Ghana, and ORC, a trusted partner for business. Let me once again remind you about Cook Africa. Cook Africa is coming up tomorrow here at the premises of Metro Television, so please pass by and have a taste of African cuisines. The whole Africa is converging here, so don't miss out on that. Now, it's happening because of AU Day. That's why this is happening. And so the event is a Metro TV initiative and is supported by Metro Digital and also Original TV and Original FM, and a sponsorship. In case you want to sponsor, well, I'm not sure if you can still sponsor, but anyway, so for sponsorship, call 0540 281537. Cook Africa 2026, Healthy Bites, Brighter Africa Cooking for Wellness. And then finally, I'm so sorry I have to do this. So Discover MNC Group Global, they're number one partner in minerals and food commodity trading, real estate development and general logistics and procurement and management consultancy, investment advisory, import and exports with headquarters in East Legon. They also have offices in South Africa, Hanover in Germany, etc., and so Guangzhou in China. Please call them on 056 103 2252 056 103 2252, so that if you want to connect, you want to be a part of the connection of markets that drive businesses growth with tailor-made solutions, then please call them. So gentlemen, GN Bank restore their license, matters arising. Let me start with you, Alfred. Alfred, what do you make of this?
Okay, Moro. I was going to say Kojo. Moro.
Kojo Moro.
It's also not a bad name.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Are you Monday born?
I'm actually Wednesday born.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So Kweku Moro.
So Kweku. Yes, Kweku. Hey, let me check again. But you go ahead. I need to check mine.
You don't know when
I've never really bothered to find out.
Can you
whether it's Wednesday or Tuesday?
But before I start with the submission, this morning at 10 o'clock, we're going to meet the Chief Justice. The General Secretary is leading a delegation to meet the Chief Justice on the case, as Kojo told you earlier on. Abronia, the judge, I think court number 9, the person who made him sleep behind bars for without
I'm
bail.
sorry,
and
I'm a
everything.
Tuesday born.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I made a mistake. Yeah, sorry.
So, all well-meaning NPP people or well-meaning Ghanaians who want to join can join him there.
Yeah.
And we wish, I'll join him after this place to make sure that we send the petition to the Chief Justice to make sure he doesn't sit on Abronia's case again. That is
But there are
main
too many
reason.
people who are going to send this petition. What are you doing there?
I have to support my national executives to do that.
Okay.
You have to be part of a team. We are not individualists.
It's a
Coming to
collective
GN Bank.
GN Bank. GN Savings and Loans.
GN Savings and Loans. Sorry,
Yes.
it's not a bank. It's a savings and loans. You know, this whole GN thing started sometime 2000. Is it 2001 or so, or thereabouts?
Yes.
When all the banking crisis came into being, and so they sent this thing to court. And the Bank of Ghana went to challenge it that at the Supreme Court somewhere in 2002 that they cannot send them to court, but they should go for arbitration rather. And Supreme Court, overturned that decision that GN Bank as an entity can go to court. Sometime in 2023, they ruled on it when they sent it to the High Court, and GN lost the whole situation. I'm yet to fully read the verdict on which the judge took the decision in giving them back the license. I read from another banking expert, Nana Otuo, that he's expecting the Bank of Ghana. Yeah,
he used to be a consultant at the Central Bank during Addison's time.
Banking College or Central Bank, yeah.
He used to be a consultant there with the Central Bank.
Central Bank.
Yeah, just like Professor Gachi is also a consultant.
Consultant, yes. So he has stated that he's expecting the Central Bank to take it up with the Supreme Court.
Right.
Because of certain information. Maybe he knows and some of us we know. But the worrying thing about this whole trend is the post given by Shamima on her this thing right before when the verdict came out. That she was saying that the president is not vindictive and blah, blah, blah. All these things have taken its course.
Or was it in relation to this GN
to the
matter?
GN thing.
Okay.
You know, when you send such things, you make the whole thing become political rather than let the right course take its
This was the
turn.
reaction after the court decision. Yes.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
And you don't let things take its normal turn.
Right.
Which it means that does the president have a hand that the judges should make sure that GN Bank is restored because he said that, when he comes, you restore their licenses for them also. You know, we need to run a country as a business, as we all know. Let the institutions work. Because in one breath, you say, we'll restore their licenses. We'll give all those microfinance people whose monies were taken and blah, blah, blah. Then you get your finance minister also coming to say that he hasn't got money to give any microfinance people who haven't got their monies. And all these things, it works to play that there's the executive have a hand in everything that is going on. We need to be extra cautious, especially when you are sitting in the seat of government and you are also a spokesperson for the government. Because when you do that, you now give a different view of how people look at things. And that is why I wouldn't be shocked that Nana Otuo will come out with what he knows and with what I also saw on paper previously, that he expects the Bank of Ghana to take it to the Supreme Court. We are yet to see whether they will do that or whether they will leave it as it is because maybe someone has come out to say that, the president is not vindictive, so he's made sure that people have gotten their licensing back and all those things. We are yet to see the outcome, the real outcome of it. But I would say that let's let the institutions work. When things are going wrong, we should expect that institutions should do their work. It's not the executive who should come and direct how institutions should work. And we should stop these promises where we go and tell people that when things have gone wrong, you tell them that, when I come, I'll change it for you because I'm now the president. Doesn't mean that we don't respect institutions and how they work. We had the clear case of the men's gold situation where it became clear whether Bank of Ghana was controlling men's gold or the SEC, Security and Exchange Commission. And you know that Buhari brought a whole lot of problems and it made people lose their deposits and things, even though most deposits were given. About, I think, over 70% of deposits had been given to the people, but still some are outstanding. And I would just end here to listen to my brother and maybe have some counters when he comes with his own verdicts. I would say that as much as possible, the presidency should try and stay out of some of these things, or advise their spokesperson not to send messages that will impugn the integrity of the presidency on the judiciary, which has been a bane for the last, I think, 16 months that we've seen the office being taken over. And that is what has caused some unrest that people,
but Alfred, you
Christian Council is coming in to talk and negotiate about it, because all these things, people are frustrated.
That's fine. But from the get-go, the NDC has a political tradition. I don't like to call the NDC a party because the NDC itself will tell you it's a Congress. It's not a party. It's a political tradition.
Yeah.
They have said it consistently and persistently that they disagreed with the viewpoint at the time by the central bank to revoke the licenses of these financial institutions. They have said it consistently. And so I don't think that you would have expected a president to say that when I become president, I won't do anything about it. Are you?
But even if he says that, listen, we'll see what we can do to support.
But to
when
make
you come out and say that, the president, Mahama shown that he's not vindictive. You know, the whole thing was ruled not for the president, but as a JN bank. They looked at it as a JN bank then. So if you tell me that he's not vindictive, then it means that he has a hand in telling the judges that go this way and that's how I want it. And I don't think it's good for this country, because constantly we've been stating, and we've stated clearly that we should be careful about some of the things we say and how we present it. Okay. Tomorrow you might not be there. Tomorrow someone else will come and talk, and then you come and say that, oh, these people are vindictive because they don't want to support, or they don't want to direct the Court of Appeal on how they should make their judgments. Is that what you want to say?
Okay.
I don't think it's right. And you need, especially when you are speaking on behalf of the government, you need to choose certain words carefully and certain things you put on your posts very carefully.
But you also recall that Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndom personally went to JM, you know, before the elections, the 2024 elections, to petition him about what he believed to be a counter argument on why the bank...
And that is why he went to court.
No, but he was in court. But he, just like with every Ghanaian who would want to...
You know, during our time, when Bank of Ghana was telling him that, no, you can't go to court, but go to arbitration, the courts told him that, no, you can't do that. We didn't come in. We didn't talk about it. We left it for the courts to deal with it. It's a court decision.
Okay.
And then he went to court and he lost his case. He appealed, which is his rightful decision. As a bank, the GN Bank appealed. But let's not forget that even before all these things happened, they had their own issues they were dealing with. You know, I don't want to come in. That's why I said I want to read the whole verdict before I come in with certain things.
In all of this, you've got to also understand that just like the central bank, it's the same Attorney General's department that would be defending the central bank. And so if you make statements that suggest that perhaps the president cannot do anything about it, I mean, I don't know how to put it, but I'm just saying that when you make it seem as though the president's statement that the licenses of these financial institutions will be restored when he becomes a president is something that wasn't in bad taste, or sort of it creates a certain impression, you must also understand that Attorney General is both for the state and also an advisor to the government.
Yes, so
I'm sure this Attorney General obviously has a different opinion about what the central bank did. Quite obviously, this current Attorney General has a different opinion about how these licenses were revoked, and so you don't expect him to go to court and support the decision that was made by the central bank. I don't think so, because the NDC in opposition, the Attorney General, yes, the Attorney General for Ghana. But Attorney General had a certain view. In fact, that's why you realized that when he came, he filed null prosequi for some of those cases that have been put, because it was a position they had held right from the beginning. So they have to be consistent. Now, the NDC has held a certain position right from day one. So you don't expect them to go to court and go and say that what the central bank had done was right. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you are trying to say, but what I'm also insisting is that, you know, whether the Attorney General holds, he's defending the bank, he's defending the bank or not, we should not let it seem that the president has an influence over the judges.
Fair point. Fair point.
The moment you do that, you give room for people to start saying, like all these things that are going on.
Okay.
Now you let us confirm that, oh yes, then it's true. The president has control over judges.
But you have said that it is not possible for a president to have control over judges.
That is why we are stating that don't say certain things that will give the impression.
Yeah, but
the moment you go that tangent, we can all go that tangent.
No, but you say it's not possible. You have said the time and again. It doesn't matter what the president says.
But now someone is telling me that the president is not being vindictive because he's told them that he's going to restore it and he's made sure that
maybe you should try and get Beatrice to understand what she means. But anyway, let me go to...
Not Beatrice. Shamima.
Oh, Shamima. Yeah. Oh, okay, Shamima, okay. All right, let me bring it.
You don't need to get to understand what she means. I mean, it's written in black and white.
That's fine.
And everybody can read and see.
Elikem, did you have a hand in this ruling?
Moro,
did you tell the judge what to do?
I don't know how, but I'm surprised we're spending so much time on this matter because I wish I had just said a congratulatory message to GN Savings for having done this. And I don't know why my brother wants to go all around to pick something. But look, we're in this country where Jakpa and co made us believe the way the executive was ready and able to be twisting the judiciary and procedures. Was Godfrey Dami not the Attorney General and the things that we heard and all that? Fine, fair enough. President Mahama indeed is not vindictive. You can take it away. You can say all manner of things. But the Ghanaian out there knows the vast difference between President Mahama and then President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. We do not want to dwell on these things that are in the past now. But I want to just congratulate GN Savings. They have demonstrated that they have a clean case and have been fighting for this till now. There was a time where we even had, all of us, had the perception and belief that even the judiciary was so dented to the extent that, apart from Godfrey Dami's case, we knew of what Kandapa even said, that some of their rulings became so lopsided that these were people within your own party. That's not what he said. I am not quoting, but no, he said that when their decisions become so go in a certain direction. Please,
they shouldn't. It's different from when
no, he didn't say they shouldn't. He didn't say they shouldn't.
He said that they shouldn't.
You, if you want to dispute, so find the evidence to come and dispute what I'm saying, because I am so sure and convinced of what I'm saying. He made it so clear that most of their judgments, when their judgments are going in that certain direction, it doesn't augur well for our democracy, and it gives a certain perception. And we knew of what we saw. The person watching us, listening, etc., knows what happened within the past 8 years. And look at what they would have done to some fine gentleman like Ato Forson.
Okay, so let me help you.
You get that?
8th April 2022.
Yes.
Judiciary perceived to be biased, a big threat to national security, Kandapa. The National Security Minister, Albert Kandapa, has warned that the perception that the judiciary is biased has dire consequences on the country's security. According to him, citizens may be forced to take the law into their own hands for personal satisfaction if the bench is deemed to be biased.
Thank you.
Now, let me just...
Thank you very much.
It's an injustice occasion.
Injustice
occasioned as a result of the absence of an effective justice delivery system or delayed justice or biased justice is certainly a threat to national security. Indeed, when justice abounds, particularly in situations where the bench, which is considered the final arbiter of dispute, is deemed biased, citizens tend to take the law into their own hands, most times without recourse to the established systems of justice delivery. He adds that the judiciary's role is paramount in helping safeguard the security of the nation, hence the need to have proper engagements that can sensitize judges to be able to deal with the emerging threats that come to them.
Thank you very much, Guru.
Okay, please go ahead.
Very, very good point.
And so you see what he has said. I mean, if there's that perception which has become a growing concern by many, it tells you that there's a trend going on that Ghanaians, and he is a member of the NPP, letting you know that these are concerns by Ghanaians. And so if that is a concern, what does it tell you? Then you can lay credence to what has happened in the case of the Atto Forson and got a case. So what are we talking about? But I am just saying that, look, there's no need to pick these things to want to dwell on them. Okay. Congratulations to GN Savings. I'm looking forward to them, probably the next stage, the question we want to ask.
His issue is that the president shouldn't have promised to restore the
license. I think the promise, so let's get it. The president's promise is that when he comes, he would allow for due process to be followed, and for that to be looked into properly. Because there was already a perception.
But there was already
but he promised, and
he promised that he will restore his license. Can you give me the evidence? Where? That's what?
Google it, you see.
No.
Like you did the first
time. Let's get serious. It's because he knows.
But you took him literally.
No. You see,
don't say it says, no. The man said it. He knows that he said it.
No.
Even though he knows that
President Mahama said it. When did President Mahama say this? Where did he say it? No. He made it clear that he will make them look into that.
No. That's not what he said.
Because he believes, if he believes that,
is not what he said.
Mind you, President Mahama is a Ghanaian. He followed the proceedings as things were going on. Even the UT Bank. Did we not listen to some of the interviews of UT Bank?
Yes.
These are some of the reasons why one person I have constantly said, criminal is Ken Ofori-Atta. Till date, he cannot make himself available to be accountable.
You can't call him.
I am calling him so. Please. No, please. I am entitled. What is civic about this? What he has done to this country, and he's no longer ready. You know, when he was finance minister, the Ghana flag was a painting on his wall. The moment he left, that has been scrapped off. Let us be real. When we treat these matters with velvet gloves, it is the Ghanaian on the street that suffers for it. It's not. It is not. I was there just even yesterday. That makes you a very big liar. So when was the last time you passed there? So don't say what you do not know. Look, the truth is that President Mahama is a Ghanaian.
So let me
please go ahead. Yes.
Let me read this.
Because I feel there's a better matter over this Abronye. Okay, sorry.
GBC online. Shall I?
Yes, please go ahead.
This is
you've misplaced
now,
the color.
Jeremiah. No, you just bought
me. We don't have time. Don't allow his distractions.
You just bought me this phone. This is a good phone. Jeremiah Nuchuga, GBC online.
You know you are going to put
National Democratic Congress flag bearer John Dramani has vowed to reinstate
the
license of banks that were unjustly revoked during the financial sector cleanup. Speaking at the NDC manifesto launch in Winneba on August 24, 2024, he pledged to rationalize the fees charged at port. Okay, so that's another matter.
That's a different matter.
But yes,
he's vowed to.
So you hear what I was saying, that President Mahama is a Ghanaian.
Yes.
He watched proceedings and saw the crooked things that were being done and how some proceedings were going. And he made it clear that he believes that those who were unjustly, whose licenses were unjustly revoked, he will make sure. And that is to tell you that, okay, I'll make sure that this matter is looked
under his
unjustly. Not just, you see, the key word is that those that have been unjustly. Because is it only GN Bank that whose licenses were revoked? No. That's what I'm asking. Did we not hear the words and the statements from
can you present the time Indu went to see him and what he told you?
It is. Look, Moro, I think we need to move forward.
It will tell you straight. You see, I'm glad that he got the license because people.
Will the MPP people apply for jobs when he eventually starts to operationalize?
To do.
Why not?
Why is it MPP? Is there an MPP?
Well,
is there an MPP or an MPC?
No, I'm just asking.
So you can't be saying
that.
There are Ghanaians that are going to work there.
You don't know that it's creating jobs.
I'm saying that jobs will be there for people.
3,000 jobs.
But you see, the truth is that let the systems work.
Okay,
that is all we are insisting on.
All right,
don't say things and then people will pass back and come and say other things, which sends a wrong signal.
All right, so the system
so how do we situate this one?
Yes,
I promise God I'll build for him a cathedral.
Yes.
And you failed to even honor God. You think you have scammed God. Your words cannot even be taken serious.
Okay.
But you NDC haven't scammed Ghanaians when you promise Ghanaians that I'm going to give you 133.
Has the NDC finished its tenure? No.
I'm going to build 650 chips compound by 2025.
That is the most.
All these are scams. You see, when I'm going to talk about scam of a government, you are the biggest scam.
So
let us not even go there.
Promised 133. Has the NDC finished its tenure?
You don't need to finish. You told us that you are giving Ghanaians immediately. You come to this thing within 1 year. You are giving Ghanaians work. When you came, you came to sack people. What are you talking about?
Who are the people who were sacked?
You didn't sack people. You didn't sack people.
Which people at where?
Go to Maritime Authority. Go to the various organizations.
They were sacked for what infringement?
You are asking me.
You are saying, so I'm asking you.
Even your own forest commission. Didn't you sack people?
We didn't sack a single person. Don't be a blatant liar.
You didn't sack people there. Then you've done well.
So when you
Ghanaians are watching you.
No, they should.
I said your whole organization. Chief of Staff wrote a letter that people should be taken off.
Chief of Staff made it clear during the transition. Chief of Staff wrote
a letter.
So let me tell you
the transition. Did he write a letter that
he led the transition and
people
he made clear
got jobs.
There should not be any. They should halt all recruitment.
People got jobs from July. It takes 6 months for you to go through probation. Before you are given full employment. 6 months. So if you get a job in July, August, September, even before the elections, there's no way that they should sack you. Some people even got jobs 2 years ahead of time. They were dismissed.
Who are those? You see,
go and ask about Richard Techimensa. Did he keep his job? They told him to go home.
When you try to
go and ask about this thing sacking. Anthony Sacking, whether they didn't sack him from this thing.
Let's bring in our viewers. I beg you. Let's bring in our
Please,
just quick.
don't even go there.
So Guy G.
A scam of a government like you.
Guy G.
You are coming to talk about scamming.
Hold on a second.
I think you are so bitter by the truth, the fact that President Nana-Addo scammed even God as he believed.
You scam Ghanaians.
So
let's assume that Nana-Addo scam God. You scam Ghanaians. All Ghanaians. And Ghanaians are children of God. Over millions of Ghanaians. They scam God. Let him know. Let him know. Let him know.
So Guy G, from your very good friend wants to speak. You don't want him to speak. Why are you doing that?
Let him know that
Guy G is a very good friend.
government is a scam.
So Guy G says in 2023. Under the NPP, the Supreme Court of Ghana ruled that the Bank of Ghana could not compel GN Savings and Loans Company Limited to arbitrate and that the company was entitled to seek redress before the High Court. The matter subsequently proceeded to the High Court, where GN lost in early 2024. That decision, however, was overturned by the Court of Appeal on 21st May 2026. What is troubling is not the Court of Appeal's decision itself. Courts exist to review and, where appropriate, to overturn lower court's decision. The real concern is the political commentary that followed. The Deputy Presidential Spokesperson, Shamima Muslim, wrote on her Facebook wall that the judgment demonstrates that President John Dramani Mahama is not vindictive. That is an extraordinarily dangerous line of argument because it amounts to telling Ghanaians that the executive influenced or directed the Court of Appeal's outcome. The presidency ought not to have framed it as Mahama has shown it is not vindictive because the Court of Appeal ruled for GN. That formulation dangerously suggests political ownership of judicial outcome. Guy G, Cantonment, Accra. Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm says that, Assalamu alaikum, my brother. Moro, truth be told, the Forestry Commission, in addition to the NIMOS, are really doing a very good job to protect our water bodies and forest reserves. But Moro, my problem is that when the arrests are being made and they handled to the police, they are then set free to go back to the forestry again, or to the forest again, you mean. Our courts are not also helping us because all these galamseyers who are arrested and sent to the court are also granted bail. In my humble opinion, galamseyers need to be treated with kid gloves because the actions is a set of terrorism against the state. And Thompson and his colleagues are all want to be relevant today because elections are just around the corner. Interesting times indeed. Okay, so there's a gentleman called Jimmy. He says that you have hijacked Elikem's time. You won't allow your own brother to speak. Meanwhile, Elikem is your body. Now, Alfred Kojo Trado says, Moro and cherished viewers, I'm honestly surprised at how the MP General Secretary Lawyer Justin Kudya keeps defending Abronya anytime he gets the chance. This is the same Abronya who insulted Justin Kudya and was dragged to the disciplinary committee. Abronya called him a kangaroo disciplinary committee, said he wouldn't appear, and today he never did. Over the years, Abronya has insulted several big men in the NPP and no one has called him to order. We all witnessed how he described men of God, especially Archbishop Declan Williams and so on. Moses Bawe says that restoring GN's license is good to hear, but how does the bank restore its equity working capital, governance structure, systems, technology, credibility, public trust, and the rest? That is a tall order. It is a sign that the banking sector cleanup was not well thought through. For instance, there was no data to prove that the collapsed banks were not paying back the initial bailout. We were told that they misused the bailout. One wonders what would happen if banks followed up what the loans they granted to entrepreneurs and individuals were used for. I believe there may be more such judgments on the way. BOG should sit with these banks, savings and loans companies, etc., to find a holistic solution to the restoration of these lines to enable some of them to return to business. Moses Gbawe. Prosper Ashikwe, he says that more great to see my two buddies. Yes, on the show, Alfred George Kojo Thompson. Oh, you're George. You mean okay, Alfred George Kojo Thompson, my senior brother, and that great and solid younger brother of mine, Eric Kevin Elikem Kotoko. Send my warm regards to them and tell Elikem he has dogged me for far too long. I want to work at a forestry commission. I want to be a ranger. Oh, okay. This one is my addition. This one is my addition. Let's go Prosper. Ashikwe, he's here, right? He's
okay,
now.
Okay,
yes.
Okay.
No, they asked for him wanting to become a forest ranger. That one I added it. He didn't say it. So, bro, the aches and the price over judgments in recent days amazes me, considering the people at the center of it. You see how some politicians conveniently and selectively forget what happened to Dachikwesi and Jakpa. Interesting times. The most important thing for me now as a Ghanaian is that Ghana is working again, not like the economic misfortune we were subjected to Prosper Ashikwe. So, Brian Bobby, you celebrated your birthday yesterday. You didn't tell me. Amy, happy belated birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
I hope you're doing very well. So, it says, Moro, one of the biggest mistakes of the S1 and Eko-Fado-led NPP was its failure to prosecute Papa Kwesindom. The government should have pierced the corporate veil and held him personally accountable. Who could be more vindictive than whose forebears murdered judges and bent them?
You never mentioned Mensa Wanted.
McLean from Sefiri also says the intimidation tactics deployed by President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC members just to divert attention from critical issues in Ghana are very worrying. It is really sad to see the very same people who openly criticize the previous administration now are attempting to silence others simply because they are in power. They should be mindful that power is transient and it will always be. Hardy from Pig Farm. Our time is over. Our time is up. You can't discuss Abronya. That's why I'm not even bringing it up. Our time is up. So Hardy in Pig Farm says, "Good morning, my brother Omar. Afenyomakin sometimes the loudest voice in politics expose the weak understanding of law. Listen to your comments about Abronya speaking as a lawyer or a politician trying to intimidate judges in the court. Oh, so we've not discussed him on this show. Anyway, so this one here from Sani Sali who says." 133 is the new fad on the lips of MPP communicators. Sloganeering like this is very common in the Ghanaian parlance. Have they soon forgotten? One district, one factory, $1 million, one constituency, one village, one dam, all ended in a fiasco. How did the inflation rate rise to 54%? Again, what was the inflation rate at the time they assumed office? This will make for a compelling case study for all. Kindly ask Mr. Thompson these questions. How much did Mamiama used to pay for cooking oil in Accra during their time and compared to its current price? What was the cost of 5 kg of rice during the MPP's time that Mamiama used to buy? And what is it today? Nevertheless, viewers should reasonably expect him to speak favorably for the government. Juma Mubarak to all of you and Juma Mubarak to you as well. And then let me end with this one. Carlos from Ododo Dio says, the issue regarding the Sabronia matter is surprising to me because these things have happened before, yet it seems the NDC government and people within the party hierarchy never learn. Why am I saying this? During the time of President John Atamil, similar things happened. An MP member would be arrested and sent to circuit court, then they would make noise everywhere, go to court, and eventually get bail. This is how we ended up where we are today, and I believe we should learn from the past. These people have accumulated wealth, and immediately we assume power. There were actions we should have taken, but we failed to act. Now they are gaining grounds and becoming stronger while we continue to sit and watch. Look at the man in your studio speaking about mining and illegal activities. Let him mention just one financier they have arrested. It is not about speaking big English. It's about taking action. The man sitting beside him also knows what is going on. They have destroyed our water bodies, yet authorities keep watching without taking serious action. What are they doing in government? Arrest people, prosecute them, and let us see real action. Carlos, and I say, God bless you. Carlos, you haven't heard from, how do you call it, the Attorney General. He says he's Attorney General. There's a lot of prosecutions happening.
Is undergoing.
Carlos keeps talking about, but there's a lot happening. Now, Manche Bruce, that's my final message. Manche Bruce says, Moro, it was quite condescending of Elikem to call Oforiatta a criminal on the show because some things occurred during his tenure as finance minister. What I agree with you. I mean, to call him a criminal.
Go into the English meaning of criminal. Go into the English meaning of criminal.
Don't call people criminals.
No. You see, hold on.
When we are wrong.
No. I won't take that.
I can't come and sit here and call you a criminal.
That is up to you. It's because there's no justification to say so. We all know the things that happen.
But I can't call you a criminal.
The court must say you.
No, that is where you get it wrong. It is not only the court that pronounces somebody criminal. Go into the English meaning of a criminal. Conduct itself can be referred to as being criminal. So if somebody is saying criminal, you are either referring to the English meaning of criminal or the legal meaning of criminal. It is not only a court that pronounces somebody to be criminal. Let any viewer go through the dictionary and find out what criminal means. The conduct of Ken Oforiatta was criminal.
Is it Manche Bruce who spoke about?
It is not condescending at all. You see why he's not able to even come to answer questions and playing these games with us as a people?
Let me forget about this man's issue and then deal with Manche Bruce, because Elikem, you will never accept that what he said is all right. Is it Manche Bruce who said that?
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
No, is it Manche Bruce
who person who has committed a deliberate act that breaks the law?
Go on.
And is punishable by the state or legal authorities.
And then go on to 2.
As an adjective, the term describes actions, behaviors, or offenses relating to crime rather than civil matters.
Good.
So if you call someone a criminal, what does it mean?
What does it tell you?
Please.
So what has
person
his actions? You don't need a court. That is what I'm telling you. You don't need a court.
That is why they always say in courts that beyond reasonable doubt. Please.
So beyond reasonable doubt.
Just quickly. Just quickly.
I've just read criminal record. And also criminal behavior. Okay, so relating to crime, criminal record, when the authorities inquired into his background, they found he had a criminal record. Now, criminal behavior, the study found that bullies are more likely to engage in criminal behavior. This is for Cambridge Dictionary. Criminal investigation, police have begun a criminal investigations into the firm's accounting practice. Criminal responsibility in England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The age of criminal responsibility, age, which is the age of which someone can legally be held responsible for a crime, is 10 years old. All right, so
now, just to talk on what the guys spoke about.
My time is up.
Yes, just 1 second.
It's unfortunate that you never want us to speak
on the JFK and Abronia.
Yeah.
You see, they sit down and say Mahama is not vindictive, but is JFK vindictive here?
Okay.
Americans have a saying that leave no man what behind.
Okay.
All right. If he's even offended JFK, JFK has shown maturity here.
He's looking for position. He wants to be
re-elected. Party person.
He wants to be re-elected, so he must demonstrate.
If he has issues, he will go and make
sure. So what has been the outcome of that petition?
He's saying there would have been a political suicide.
They will save.
He said it would have been political suicide.
He doesn't need just Abronia to do anything. He can go all out and do his campaign.
All right.
And if he win, he will win.
Your base has lost. It
shows that he showed maturity.
You're tolerant.
Your base has lost.
To be at the Supreme Court. Alfred George Kojo Thompson. He's both Alfred and the George Kojo Thompson. Really? Yeah. Happy birthday to you, Junior.
John, that's last I posted him that it was his birthday. Yeah, that's the daughter's daughter's birthday. Yeah.
All right. So my name is Aldo Moro. Thanks very much to Elikem Kotoko. He is the deputy national organizer
and tell
of JDC. And also Alfred is a national treasurer aspirant of the MPP. Thank you very much for watching. Assalamu alaikum and Juma Mubarak as well. Bye bye.
The most wanted, most desired, and the most anticipated